here. Happy Thursday afternoon, evening, Friday morning. Good evening, Thursday evening. Good evening, Friday morning. Good evening, all kinds of groups out there. How you guys doing? Welcome back to another live reaction, baby. Live reaction. We are live. We are live. It's 12:27 a.m. on a Friday morning. We are live. Why? Because I couldn't wake up. I took a nap. I took a nap and I didn't wake up until now. There you have it. My confession. How you guys doing? Confession by Manimal. Manimal confesses. Wow. Doc Bones, what's up? Sean B. Ray. Angel Eyes. Brian P. knows best. Does he really? No else. Is that it? Those are my only subscribers. There's only 6 people here today, right now. All right. Only 6 people here, guys. Sorry, I can't wait. I couldn't. I couldn't wake up. I couldn't wake up properly. I fell asleep, man. I fell asleep. There's nothing I can do. Anything I can do. I'm very unprepared today, guys. I'm unprepared today. I'm just gonna go into the video, the trial video that we're supposed to be doing. All right. Let me just get into it. Let me just get into it. All right. I'm unprepared. Ill-prepared. Unprepared. Unprepared. Ill-prepared. Unprepared. Ill-prepared. Woo! How do we finish off yesterday? I forgot. Let me go to my history. I forgot everything. I don't know what happened last. I don't know what happened. What happened last? I forgot. What were we doing? God damn it. Where is it now? Hold on. Did Devyn Michaels have time to kill and behead victims? Oh. I kind of want to watch that video. Hold on a second. Let me see. I might watch that. Let's see. What happened here? A high school cheater found dead? Actually, hold on a second. Hold on. Hold up. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to find this for you, but I'm just trying to find other stuff to keep me going. Hold on. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. Teen accused of killing parents south while attorney. Oh my God. Accused killer continued to confess to character. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Was that it? Hold on. All right. I kind of wanted to watch that, but fuck, man. Let me see this. Let me see this high school cheerleader, guys. I'm gonna do a couple of videos before the actual trial because I want to see what happened to this cheerleader. That was found dead in the hospital. Found dead on a Carnival cruise ship. Hold on. Hold on. Wow. How's that possible? That's crazy. Really? Wow. Happened that often? Damn. What? Holy shit. He said that you have to walk like he said that you have to walk like you're acting through like you're walking through a New York street. when you're on a cruise ship, guys, you have to walk like you're in New York. All scared and things may pop off any moment. Wow. That's kind of rude. That's not true. Come on. That's ridiculous. You gotta act like you're about to get into a fight? No. I wouldn't do that if I was on a cruise ship. That's ridiculous. I mean, it might be smart, but come on. You're on a cruise ship. You're supposed to have fun. What? No sound? Wow. Oh, you guys don't hear any sound. Wow. Okay. That's great. Great job, Rich. Great job. Guess I have to do all that over again. All right. Oh my fucking god. Wow. All right, let's see. Share screen, entire screen. Boom. Also share video, audio. All right, here we go.
With the FBI. The FBI has opened an investigation into Kepner's death once the ship returned to Miami. The cause of her death has not been released pending an autopsy here. So what are the next steps in this investigation? What happened? I mean, it's a mystery. You've got an 18-year-old in seemingly good health, goes on a cruise ship, is getting ready to begin her adult life, and now she's dead. And there are questions. Here to discuss criminal defense and civil rights attorney Casey Early is back, retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer, and private investigator Manamal Gomez. Manuel, what's your gut on what happened here aboard this cruise line?
Well, unfortunately, my gut feeling is that this was a homicide because of you see all the FBI equipment that showed up, and this is the indicators of there was a homicide here. But the unfortunate thing is that this is something that happens quite frequently on cruise ships, and people can go on the Department of Transportation website, and right now, and you can see from January 2025 to March of 2025, they reported over 23 rapes, a dozen suspicious deaths, and numerous assaults. Everybody thinks they're safe on a cruise ship. You're not. All right, you have to act like you're walking through Manhattan and keep your guard up. Unfortunately, people don't.
You gotta walk like you're walking through Manhattan. You have to walk. You have to act like you're walking through Manhattan Street, guy.
And this is just another sad victim in this case.
Jennifer, you know, people think,
all right, Doc, thank you, Doc.
FBI is involved, but really that's the jurisdiction of the FBI, the international waters. That's, you could argue that there could be no foul play. This could be maybe a drug overdose or a natural death of somewhat. The FBI being involved doesn't mean foul play. Is that correct?
That's 100% accurate. First of all, if it happens on a plane, a train, or a boat, it's the FBI's jurisdiction. And that includes all violations that occur on those vessels. So no matter what, if a death occurs on an American ship under an American flag, which this one was, the FBI is going to be charged with handling the death investigation.
There you go.
The investigation really, I mean, part of this is obviously the autopsy, which apparently has not either been done or the results haven't been
Animals more safer than Bronx?
Publicly released yet. Casey,
I don't know about that. Why do you say that? I'm more safer than the Bronx.
What do you take away from this? Because it does seem so odd that an 18-year-old who just ends up dead on this cruise ship, it's not like, you know, she had documented health problems that anybody's heard of. What's your take on this case?
It certainly makes it more difficult, and it is a mystery because her age, obviously young. She had recently passed a test to enroll in the military, so we know that she was healthy. Like you stated, there were no previously documented conditions of her health declining or deteriorating. So you want to think, like, is there a possible motive? What possibly happened? And in this case, the autopsy can really reveal if there was any foul play. We know that she was also active as the varsity cheerleader. So this is kind of like, we don't know what happened. And it also makes it complex. As you stated, this is international waters, different jurisdictions. You have the FBI, you have other agencies. So it's right now in the phase of collecting evidence, analyzing that evidence, and waiting on that autopsy report.
Here's what her family said, part of a statement released by the family, saying about Anna, she was a people person. She loved being around people. She had that type of energy that just drew you in with her smile. She was already talking to recruiters, as Casey had mentioned, and had chosen her career path. She wanted to do something that would help her community. Manuel, to your point earlier, you get onto a cruise ship and there is a sense of security because you think, oh, there's just a big floating party and there's no bad guys here. But that's not necessarily the case. What are the steps in terms of investigating this besides the autopsy?
Safer than Bronx?
What else would the FBI be doing here?
Well, I just want to say one thing before I answer that, and that is that on these cruise ships, they don't have law enforcement. Okay, they only have security guards that are loaded with mace, an asp, and a taser. So you're not secure. And unfortunately, these cruise ships need to do like we do with our U.S. planes, and that is have an air marshal assigned to each one of these cruise ships so that they can keep some type of security and have somebody that understands homicide investigations and investigative techniques, because their security guards are not trained in that. That's the first of all. And second, their security guards, their main purpose is to protect the cruise line industry. And that's the problem with a lot of these cases. You know, there's a law right now on the books, which my colleagues can maybe confirm. It's called Death on the High Seas Act of 1920. Okay, that act right now only lets the cruise ships pay only $15,000 to someone's funeral costs. So in essence, the cruise ships, they're not even going to pay you $1 million for this girl dying. And like the other people said, she's 18 years old. She's strong and healthy as a horse. This girl, in my professional opinion, was murdered. This was not that she just laid down and went to sleep and died.
Jennifer, these are like mini floating cities. In like a city, there are surveillance cameras. One would think there's likely lots to investigate. And we did see, to Manuel's point, the FBI team boarding the ship. What are they looking for? What are they doing to either rule out or take next steps in an investigation like this on a boat?
On a boat.
Right. One of my last investigations in the Virgin Islands was a death aboard a ship, a homicide. And you walk on, you're completely closing everything off, closing the crime scene off. They're going to have a cadre of individuals to help conduct these interviews, because so many people, there are so many potential witnesses, and also the video footage is going to be looked at. But I'll tell you what, having done one of these cases, this video footage is difficult because it doesn't shoot every square inch of this boat. It's typically not on the balconies. It's typically not on every stateroom. And so there are a lot of crevices and nooks and crannies that sometimes you can't get the footage that you actually need. Also, typically, there might be locking mechanisms that report when somebody goes in, but not when somebody exits. There are all sorts of issues. Also, that time frame between the time she was found and the time they reported into port. Typically, at times, a crime scene can be very adulterated by then.
Great insight there. Yeah, things you don't think about. I guess for privacy reasons, it's not like there's a camera in every room. The hallways, all that. We'll see. Right now, waiting on the autopsy, and we're waiting for any developments. We'll continue to monitor.
Wow. All right. Interesting. So that's that case. I don't know, guys. High school cheerleader found dead. What happened? I guess in time will tell. There's no other answers out there right now, but that's what I just want to touch base with that and put you guys on board of what's going on out there, other than the case we're about to watch right now. There are other videos about this case, teen missing, blah blah blah. But I'll follow up on another tomorrow or Saturday. You know, I just wanted to look at that right now real quick. And last but not least, where's the other video here? Brett, no, I think that's it. There was one other. Oh, this case. This is the case we're actually working on now. I don't know if I want to watch that. The trial or a video about the. What is this? Did the defendant have time to pull this off? I don't know. Victim moments before Johnson. Let me see. This is the video uploaded by Core TV about the trial we're watching. It says, did Devyn Michaels have time to kill and behead the victim? Did she have time to kill? Let's just watch it real quick to see. It's a 43-minute video. Maybe I'm not going to watch it. Let me just see. I just want to see what it's about.
She's with us this morning. The Love Triangle beheading trial resumes today out in Las Vegas. We're taking a closer look at the timeline. Could defendant Devyn Michaels really have pulled this gruesome murder off?
No.
Plus, a teen dies aboard a Carnival cruise ship. A mysterious death now being investigated by the FBI.
See that
also
too.
This hour, spotlighting the murder of Sandra Birchmore. For the week for Julie Grant, good to be with you on this Wednesday. Busy day here at Court TV after the Veterans Day holiday. The courthouses are all open. Jonathan Willett, the porn star. Did the defendant have time to pull off this gruesome murder. Talking about a beheading here. The former porn star accused of bludgeoning and beheading her ex-boyfriend, Jonathan Willett, in a love triangle.
Me too, Ruby.
Remember, she murdered
Ruby. How
the
you doing,
boyfriend
Ruby?
who
What's
fathered
up?
her
How you
two
doing? Welcome
children.
back.
Then she married his son
Manny V, what's up, Manny V?
from a previous marriage. Devier is his name. The defense says Devier, he's the man with the motive. He's the man. He's the guy with the power tools. He's the guy that did it. Investigators say that Michaels said that the victim spent the day together, that she spent the day together
It can't be she was
and
beheaded.
with him,
She was
and then
beheaded.
left him in the garage around 9 o'clock. The problem is the digital data. It always
Digital
comes
data.
back to haunt these defendants. Michael's
Yeah.
moving around
Digital
the night
data.
of the murder, and it is all there. Let's take a look
Digital
at the timeline.
data.
10 o'clock. Victim's phone last
Here
recorded
we go, look.
at his home. 11:30. Victim's phone, final cell tower record at the murder scene. This is at the murder scene.
All right, so what is that?
At his house. 2:00.
Till 10 p.m., victim's phone last recorded at his house. At 11:30 p.m., the victim's phone shows final cell tower record at a murder scene. All right.
4 a.m. now. Devyn's Nissan Armada and her phone, plus
So 2:04 in Michael's Nissan Armada, the car, her phone, and victim's phone all leaves murder scene. Oh. At 2 o'clock in the morning? Michael's phone, her phone, and the victim's phone? Wow. All leave the murder scene.
the victim's phone all leave the murder scene. A little bit later, 2:28, that Nissan Armada stops at the CVS pharmacy, and this is the big problem for her. A solo female driver is confirmed via surveillance video. 2:42 a.m.
A solo female driver confirmed. Only a solo female driver. It wasn't no one else. It doesn't hit the solo female driver who came out.
Surveillance shows the Nissan arriving at Michael's home. 2:44 vehicle system records the end of the trip.
Damn, his vehicle, his surveillance showed Nissan arriving at his home, at Michael's home.
2:45 victims.
2:44 vehicle information system records trip end and Michael's home. Victim 2:45 victim's phone arrives at Devyn's home. Victim's phone arrives at Devyn's home. Google Wi-Fi dead. Wow. All right. So at 2:45 a.m., he's in the car dead.
Phone arrives at Devyn's phone, all that Google Wi-Fi data. Bottom line is they seem to have her. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney and civil rights attorney Casey Early. She's with us this morning. And criminal defense attorney Franz Borchardt is also with us. While interviewing Devyn, Franz, the problem here, because if you look at this case, you're thinking, there's no way this lady pulled this off. How could she have murdered him, chopped his head off with a power tool, and then gotten rid of the head? But the surveillance video, the phone, the tracking, it does lead, it seems, to her. Your thoughts?
So if you're defending her, you've got to continue to hammer that you can't check common sense at the door, and despite all this overwhelming evidence that seems to indicate that she did something, it doesn't just allow for us to leave common sense at the door. And again, Ted, sometimes the case is you make arguments, you do the best you can as a criminal defense attorney, but man, oh man, is the forensic evidence really damaging.
Yeah, and Casey, what are your overall thoughts of this case, and specifically the phone, the tracking, the surveillance video at the CVS, and how it does really seem to implicate this former porn star?
First of all, when I think about all of the evidence that's against her, I'm wondering, why are we even here? And then I remember she had a guilty plea, and during the plea colloquy, she was so emotional that even the state was willing to tell the judge that they wanted that plea to be withdrawn due to some issues that could have possibly came forward during the appeals process if she would have taken this plea. There's overwhelming evidence, and there's a thing called corpus delicti, where you just can't use the confession unless you have independent evidence that the crime has been committed. And there's overwhelming independent evidence. Just like you stated, we have the cell data, the forensic evidence, we have the motive. Everything is there to point to her. So you may not know exactly how he died, but we know that she was capable of doing this. She had the motive. And, you know, the cleaning agents, why do these defendants try to clean up such a gruesome crime? It just suggests that a crime was committed, and a host of other forensic evidence. So we know that not only is the confession coming in, but all of that overwhelming evidence to secure a conviction.
Yeah, I mean, a headless body, she couldn't deal with that. They found that. She took the head. She actually did a pretty good job of cleaning up. Take a listen to this investigator saying, no blood spatter here. Pretty good clean job.
Wow.
Was there anything unique or interesting about the blood that you saw at the scene?
The blood at the scene was primarily limited to the space of the bed itself. The way that the body was positioned on the bed, the torso and the neck were up towards the edge of the bed, and then the severed head was not there, so the neck was exposed. And then the blood itself there was some that had like come down from the body directly straight down.
That's crazy.
But there wasn't I should say hardly any like blood spatter or anything like throughout the room that you may initially think due to the fact that the head was missing.
And just to be clear, there was no blood spatter that you saw.
Correct.
Franz,
she did a good job cleaning up.
The defendant told investigators initially that she was giving him a massage,
with the boyfriend.
and you know she has this plea deal. She was all in. Everybody thought they convened one day in Clark County, Nevada, thinking, all right, she's going to accept this plea deal. She goes off and goes crazy. They say, whoa, we better go to trial. At the end of the day, now we're at trial, Franz, and the defense is blaming the boy. Where do they get that? And I mean, it makes sense that you could conjure up that, but being so aggressive for this defendant, saying and blaming the son, I mean, as a defense attorney, I get you're trying your best, but is that over the top?
Well, one, there is no such thing as over the top when it comes to being a criminal defense attorney, and you're zealously representing your client's rights, right? And there may be a lot of different things at play, so the viewers understand it. You may be dealing with a client who is insistent on that defense, and even though the defense attorneys get to make the decision and the call on that, you know, look, if you're trying to paint the Sistine Chapel with crayons, Ted, you do as good of a job as you can do. Now, is it distasteful? Is it emotionally traumatizing to the surviving family? Sure, absolutely. Unfortunately, that's the trade-off of the justice system. Is sometimes, while we're zealously representing our clients, sometimes we do things that you know are emotionally insensitive to the surviving victims' families, and that is just a necessary evil of our system, our adversarial system. And like I said, is there ever such a thing as over the top as a defense attorney? Well, yes and no.
There's a moment where Devyn Michaels is speaking to police, and her son, her child, brings the cell phone, which has blood on it, to her of the victim. Take a listen.
While we were interviewing Miss Michaels, we are engaged in our conversation. To be honest with you, I'm not sure which of the daughters, their names I still get mixed up. She had approached the window, and she has the cell phone that we believe is the one we previously saw in the driveway. And she says, "Mommy, here's Daddy's cell phone. That's why he didn't answer." There was a physical reaction from from Devyn, and she takes the phone, she hands it to us, and she made a comment, "This should help you." And then that's pretty much changed the tone a little bit to casual conversations to then it became a little bit more flustered.
Okay. And is it at that point where you noticed the blood on the phone?
Correct.
This should help you.
Casey, another bit
That's
of
weird.
evidence against
Oh my
this
God.
defendant and the awkward
I can't
interaction
believe that.
with
Wow.
the daughter. If she takes the stand, the jury gets to hear about the plea deal, right? Or what she has already said to police about this? Casey? Oh, Casey is frozen. We could read her mind, Franz, or you could just answer that question.
So generally, the plea colloquy, if she made admissions during the plea, unless there's a law that says that stuff's not coming in, it's fair game if she takes the stand. But if she takes the stand, is the defense response going to be, hey, look, I'm emotionally unstable right now, and I would have told you where Kaffa's body is, and I would admit to any crime because I'm so emotionally unstable. Now, in the absence of some kind of expert testimony to support that, it's going to look really bad, right? And I would hope that she doesn't take the stand. The defense attorney in me hopes, Ted, that she doesn't take the stand. But
he got
who knows?
decapitated.
Who knows what's going to happen?
This guy got decapitated. He died by decapitation by his wife. His wife decapitated him. His own wife decapitated him.
Yeah, I mean, she seemed to be off the rails in that pretrial hearing, and she may insist that she wants to get up there and explain the things that has been done to her, because she had some accusations against the prosecutor saying basically that you're changing everything and lying. We'll see. The boy, he took the stand. He wasn't stellar. He was uncomfortable, and sometimes uncomfortable comes across to a jury as you're hiding something. He was just, sometimes he was confused with questions. He denied having anything to do with the murder, but he just wasn't. And you get it. He wasn't comfortable. He's being accused of murdering his father. Do you think they have a chance with this defense that this kid did it? And here's why: because he has access to power tools. He's a man, and he had the rage and jealousy because he was in love with the porn star, and he didn't want his old man taking his girl back.
I mean, is it possible that it could work? Maybe. Is it probable? Unlikely. And look. Again, having tried cases where there's not a lot of room for defense, you do what you can. But I just don't see a jury buying it. And look, the prosecution can clean up the whole the testimony not being necessarily as if he were an expert witness, having testified 1,000 times, by talking about how people get nervous. And people get nervous, and when they get nervous, they do things, and it doesn't mean they're lying necessarily. It just means that they're nervous. And and it just doesn't make sense that this kid did it where there's so much other overwhelming evidence that suggests that she did it.
Yeah, just you need the jurors to put that CVS video on loop in their head. A lady in a car at 2 a.m. with both phones, hers and his, and no one else in the car. Big problem for the defense. They'll be back at it 2 p.m. Eastern time, 11 o'clock in Vegas after that Veterans Day holiday yesterday. Coming up on opening statements, a story that is making national headlines. It's a heartbreaker. A teenage girl goes on a cruise her senior year in high school. She ends up dead. The FBI.
All right, that's the case. That's it. That's what they don't talk about this case anymore. So that's all they talk about with this Devyn murder case. So we'll look at. Well, maybe we can watch this. The rest of his. Maybe we can watch this tomorrow. Yeah, maybe watch this tomorrow, the day after this one, this video here about her, because I want to get into the trial right now. Right now, day 2. What day are we on? We on day 3, 4? I think we're on day 4. What's day 4? Day 1? That's not it. Let me go to here. You guys are going to see what I do. Look for this fucking day. I don't know what day. We're on day 6? We may be on day 6. Day 5? What does day 4 show? Day 4, triangle. Were we on? I think we were on day 4. Let me see. No. We're gonna resume. This lady. All right, how did day 3 end? Let me see day 3. Hold on. Let me see how day 3. What happened on day 3? Oh yeah, we know. Did we finish her? Guys, did we finish the Asian lady? I think we did finish her, right? Didn't we finish her, guys? Or no?
You had told the police on August 7th of 2023 that Nikki had given you a car key concerning the car that was out front. Andrea's car, correct?
Yes.
2022年8月の
はい。
Yes.
Fair to say that Nikki's the one that handles the keys in reference to issues
あの時
involving your son.
そう持ってきたジョンの部屋から
ニッキーがですか？
そう鍵を持ってきました。
Yeah, Nikki brought the key from John's house.
John's
John's
room.
room.
Hold on, let me see how far you want into this. Hold on. I have the video up. And I'll be 8 a.m. All right, guys, that's it. All right, that's it. All right. All right, so we did end it. We ended it then. All right.
I think so.
All right, guys, that's it. It's it's almost late. What time flies? 2:15. 2:15 a.m. guys.
Send the text to her.
All right. So all right. So let me rewind it a couple minutes. Let me rewind it here.
Issues
Another
involving your son. Fair to say that Nikki's the one that handles, correct?
Yes.
2022年8月の
はい。
Yes.
Fair to say that Nikki's the one that handles the keys in reference to issues
Another
involving your son. Nikki had given us on August.
Let me go back here. All right, let me go right here.
そうですよね。
多分おし
Yes.
テキストしてま
I
す。
think so.
In 2023, many text the same concerns.
2023年もそうですね。I think so.
Right.
You had told the police on August 7th of 2023 that Nikki had given you a car key concerning the car that was out front. Andrea's car, correct?
Yes.
2022年8月の
はい。
Yes.
Fair to say that Nikki's the one that handles the keys in reference to issues
あの時
involving your son.
そう持ってきたジョンの部屋から
ニッキーがですか？
そう鍵を持ってきました。
Yeah, Nikki brought the key from John's house.
John's
John's
room.
room.
And just so we're clear, ma'am, there's another time, a third time that you tell the police about the dogs barking at 3 a.m. in this interview, correct?
3時に寝たと。
あ、それ覚えてない。
I don't remember.
Okay.
She's fucking with the lawyer?
You did tell the police that
Yeah, she does. She speaks English.
Jonathan doesn't get along with his
She knows
son,
English.
Devyn, correct?
ジョナサンはその言うとうまくいかなかったというふうに言って。
それも覚えてない。
I don't remember.
Yeah, but when you have a case like this with a woman or a man or a witness that doesn't speak 100% the language of the country they're in, they have to use an interpreter to make sure there's no misunderstandings later on. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't give a false response or a false answer because they didn't understand it properly. So that's why they have to use an interpreter to avoid that.
Police that Devyn had a girlfriend and you thought that she was 30, correct?
その時デビューはそのガールフレンドがいて30の。Would you repeat?
Absolutely. You told the police on August 7th, 2023 that Devyn had a girlfriend and that you think that she's 30.
デビューはガールフレンドがいてその時
Her face.
彼女は30だっていうふうに言って。
覚えてないけど、ニッキーと話した時にキッチンで1時過ぎに私がデビューがいるけど大丈夫なのって言ったらニッキーがデビューがガールフレンドって言ったんです。その時8月7日の1時過ぎにキッチンで彼女と話してる時にデビューがいるけど、ジョンが言って大丈夫なのって聞いたら、彼女がデビューhas a girlfriend.
That's a big explanation right there. Holy shit.
she told her that at around 1 o'clock when they talk to each other, that she has a girlfriend.
Okay.
No, no.
Are we talking about Devier?
She asked them.
だからね。
See what I mean? See what I mean? This is why an interpreter sometimes can be confusing. If she speaks English, and I mean, I don't know, man. He just messed up the whole question and answer. It doesn't make any sense right now.
Did you know if Devier had a girlfriend who was 30?
Just say.
Can I speak English?
Please.
Okay. When I talk
She's like, "Can I speak English?"
to the Nikki, can I speak English?
Please.
Okay. When I talked to the Nikki after 1 a.m., I asked her, "Is John okay to go your house? Because Devier is there." And she said, "Devier has a girlfriend." That time she told me. So Nikki told me.
And did you tell that to the police?
I don't remember 2 years ago. So sorry about.
Hey, ma'am, you didn't tell that to the police. That's something that you're saying right now for the first time.
Sorry, but because I didn't get asked this.
Okay. You could just, they asked you about Devier, and Devier said, oh, he has a girlfriend, correct? So this idea that she told you
She
this is
told me.
something that you're just bringing up or making up right now for the first time. Isn't that right?
初めて言ったかもしれないけど、2年前のことそんな覚えてない。で、それはほら、あの事件の起きたすぐ後の話だから、私も動転してたかもしれない。
That interview came right after the accident happened, and I was not normal mental status.
Page 34, you're asked,
Wow.
does he get along with his son? Your answer, not at this time. They say, okay. That's why Devier was used to live in my house too, but he moved to Nikki's. So he's a grown man, and he's 21. I think he's about, 27. He had a girlfriend. She's 30, I think, correct?
30かどうか。
That's what you said.
覚えてません。
I don't remember.
And then next statement, just a minute, but he's trying to move out this time, this week. That's what he's saying, correct?
彼がその後にムーブアウトすると。
誰が？
その Who was he?
Devier.
デビエラはもうとっくにムーブアウトしてました。
Devier, went out a long time before.
Yes, if I may approach the witness.
Sure.
And I'm referring to page 34 of the statement.
Yeah. Let's go.
どこ？
They're here.
Yes.
Devier used to live in my house.
Move to Nikki. That's why. He had a girlfriend.
And then
She's 30ってここら辺覚えてね、そう言ったとか思えないけど。
I don't remember this statement, around this statement.
You agree with me? You said that
自分が言ったこと。
Devier
言う
was
30なんて言ったこと
girlfriend,
ない。
and then he told you he was moving out of Nikki's house, correct?
ニッキーのハウスに行ってない言ったんですか？ニッキーのハウスに移ると言ってない言ったんですか？
言ってないよ。彼はただ誰かガールフレンドのうちに移るって言っただけで知らない。When he moved 知らない。
He just said that he's going to move some girlfriend's house.
知ら
And
ない。
just so we're clear, and I'm just
Don't
going to
remember.
read your statement, just a minute, but he's trying to move out this week, that's what he's saying.
This week ってオーガスト7のこと
The 23, August 7th, 23.
Correct.
No, もうデビエラはいなかった。
At that time, Devier was not my house.
I know. You talked about him moving out of Nikki's, correct?
そのムービングアウトっていうのは、ジョンがムーブアウト、オーガスト7。デビエラの
John moved out August 7th, and
デビエラもロングタイム後
so
にもう
Devier moved
ムー
out
ブ
a
だ。
long time before.
No, ma'am, but my question, I just want to make a clean record, is you told the police that Devier told you that he was moving out of Nikki's house, correct?
コレクトじゃない。じゃない。
It's not correct.
何の話かわからない。
Did they get the transcript wrong, do you think?
I think wrong.
I think the transcript is wrong.
だってデビューラーはもうとっくに20年ぐらいにはもう
Oh my
私の家
God!
から出て
Wow.
Rivera moved out around 2020.
いや、もう全然家にいなかった。
I have no further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Can you read your estate?
Yes, I will try to be brief, Yoko. Just a few more questions.
Stop.
You were interviewed right after you found your son dead, correct?
子供さんが亡くなってその後、直後にインタビューが来たんですね。Yes.
That incident was obviously traumatic for you.
非常にもう自分的にも very shocking.
When the detectives interviewed you, was it at your house?
どこでそのインタビューしたんですか？
家の近くの車の中。
Inside the car, nearby the house.
Did they bring a Japanese interpreter for the
その
interview?
時に日本人の通訳と来ましたか？
い
No.
ません。
Okay. So were you asked some questions and provided some answers that may have been a little unclear?
質問されて、そう答えた時に若干不明な点とかありましたが、Yes.
And when I questioned you at the grand jury, do you remember that?
その大陪審で示しましたね、覚えてますか？ Yes.
We did not have an interpreter for you, if I remember. Do you remember?
その
ねね
時通訳も
いましたいました。
Yes, she had an interpreter.
So you had an interpreter at the grand jury proceeding,
グランジュリーでも通訳いたんですね。
女の人。
Yes,
and you obviously have one here today.
yes. あそこ興味ありますね。Yes.
Okay. Do you know if you were asked the same questions every single time you have talked about this?
その聞かれた時にそれ全部通訳されましたね。
それで大体同じだけど、今日のその3時に犬がどの吠えたっていうのは知らん。
Yes.
Okay. Today, you are testifying off your memory, correct?
まあ、自分の記憶から今こう証言してるんですね。That's correct.
And these papers that the attorney showed you, you didn't read these before coming in today.
その今見せてくれた紙は読んでないんですね。
読んでない。
Never saw that, never seen that.
Yeah, so you're testifying from memory.
その時は記憶で話したんですね。
はい
Yes.
As you sit here right now, do you remember hearing the sound that woke you up at 2 o'clock?
2時にその音がして、まあ、起きたと。
だから
いうことは
私が言ってるのは2時頃だと思う。で3時って言われたけど、時間はもう覚えてない
I
けど。
believe it's around 2 o'clock.
Okay. The dogs are separate, and let me ask you about the dogs.
で犬についてね。
The dogs, I presume, didn't just bark once and shut up.
その犬は1回だけ超えて、そうなくて、もう引き続きどんどん。
ちょっと泣いてた。
For a while.
I'm going to allow a limited meeting for the purposes of the language barrier at this point.
For a while.
The dogs barked for a while.
Yes.
You heard them outside at some time in the night, correct?
外でそれ犬が鳴いたのを聞いたんですね。Yes.
And then when you came down at 8 a.m., the dogs were not in John's room, correct?
そして8時に降りてきた時にドッグはそのジョンの部屋にいなかったんですね。
いなかった外。
Still outside.
So the dogs could have barked many times from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m., I would
2
presume.
時から8時の間にドッグが
泣いたか
何回も
もしれない。
Hold on just one second, ma'am, I'm going to answer that question. That objection is going to be sustained if she doesn't know if the dogs could have barked for that experience.
Sure, sure. I'll just ask you, do you know if the dogs barked once or if they barked many times?
1回か何回も泣いた
1
から。
回じゃないことはわかるけど、ちょっとワンワンって泣いてたのはなんとなく記憶にある。それだけ。
Not once.
Not once?
Not once.
Okay. The attorney asked you if you believed that John and Nikki were happy to move out. Do you remember that question?
彼ら2人がその喜んでその出て行こうとしてるのは覚えてますか？Yes.
You would agree with me that you don't know what was going on in Nikki's head,
その
correct?
時にニッキーが何を考えてるかとかさっぱり分からなかったですね
それは。知りません。
No.
Okay, so you can't say whether Nikki was happy about the move or
その
not.
時にニッキーが幸せだったのかどうかってことは分からないですね。
分からない
I don't know.
You were asked about text messages. Remember that?
テクストメッセージについて聞かれますよね。
John was 46 when he was killed.
ジョン46歳で亡くなりましたね。
はい。
And he's still your baby at 46, I presume. Is that right?
だからその時亡くなったから彼は46歳のままの子供ですね。That's correct.
So even though he's 46, you're still trying to coach him on life and guide him in the right direction like my mom does all the time.
だからその時もとにかくその正しい方向に行くようにいろんなコーチングしてたんですね。Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, so sad. That's his mother? He has an Asian mother, or was he adopted? I don't understand. How is that? How is it?
3 o'clock.
How is that? How is that? How is she the mom? Or is she like an adopted mom? I'm confused about the mom part. Is she his mom? The guy who died?
You were woken up by the dogs 5 times, correct?
だから
3
覚えて
時に起きて
ない。
5時になったと。
でそれだから3時って言ってるけど覚えてない。
I don't remember.
And today you're saying it's 2, correct?
そして今日2時と言ってるんですね。
2時頃だと思う。
Around
思
2
う
o'clock,
思う。I think.
I think around 2 o'clock.
And in front of this grand jury, you
More.
told them about the 2 chairs being upside down, correct?
そしてそのグランドジ
その
ャリーには
2年前のことが覚えてないけど、一つは絶対に覚えてるんだけど、もう一つもあったか
That
もし
was
れ
2
ないけ
years
ど
ago. I don't remember, but I'm sure that one chair was filled.
Okay, but ma'am, my question is, before the grand jury, September 21st, 2023, with the interpreter, you testified that chairs were knocked upside down, 2 of them, correct?
その時
だけど覚えてないけど、もしかしたら2つかもしれない。で
I don't remember, but it might be 2.
で、それはそのすぐ後だったから、今と違う2年前の。
That was right after the accident, and my mental status was kind of terrible. But right now, it's kind of become normal.
Okay, but ma'am, this grand jury, and we discussed this, was September 21st, 2023, correct?
そのグランジュリーとは9月の21日
いやその日にちも覚えてないからね。
I don't remember the date.
One final, maybe 2 final questions. You were asked if you were shown transcripts from your interview or the grand jury. Did you listen to a recording of your interview?
それをそのレコードされたり、そのcould you rephrase?
Yes. Did you listen to a recording of your interview before
その
today?
時そのインタビューが録音されてるのを
聞いて、聞いてない。
No.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Any follow-up statements? Do the ladies and gentlemen of the jury have any questions for this witness? Okay, seeing no response, ma'am, you are excused. Thank you very much for your testimony here today.
Thank you.
Hey, she's done, guys. We did it. That was fun. That was interesting. That was interesting. I like that. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Okay, we're gonna take a brief recess, ladies and gentlemen. During this recess, you must not discuss or communicate with anyone.
All right, taking a break now. And we're going to go into the lady.
I do. Thank you.
Who is this?
Sure. Nicole Merriam.
Nicole Merriam.
NICOLEMARIAM.
Miriam.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Nicole Miriam.
Yes, still morning. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. What is your position?
I am a crime scene analyst 2 at the Henderson Police Department.
Okay. How long have you worked in that capacity?
Total almost 15 years. I've been at Henderson for just over 9 years, and I was with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department for nearly 6 years prior to that.
And you mentioned crime scene analyst 2. What does that mean?
It's just a level. Are you the 2 specifically, or?
Yes.
It's a level. So in both Metro and Henderson, there are 3 tiers of crime scene analysts. At Henderson, they're classified as tech is the bottom, the lowest when you start out, then 1, and then 2. So I'm the top level crime scene analyst that Henderson has.
I'm speeding up to 1.25. I'm speeding it up a little bit.
What is some of your background and training that you have done to become a crime scene analyst?
Sure. So I have 2 bachelor's degrees from University of Nevada, Las Vegas, one in criminal justice and one in psychology. Upon starting at Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department back in January of 2011, I started with a training course at an academy that was nearly 300 hours, so about 8 weeks-ish of training. Then after that, did a 12-week field training program where we're paired up with more senior crime scene analysts, and we investigate scenes with them until we progressively get to the point where we're on our own. And then in my nearly 15 years, I've taken upwards of 1,000 hours of different training ongoing throughout my career.
So the ladies and gentlemen of the jury have heard from a crime scene analyst in this case, but can you just generally go over what some of your duties are?
Sure. So we respond to crime scenes
Duties.
where we identify, document, collect, and preserve physical evidence. So we use ways of doing that like photography, fingerprinting, blood spatter analysis, trajectory, and then we collect evidence and preserve it so it can be processed or tested later if need be as well.
And you also impound evidence,
Correct.
is that correct? So the items that you do locate, you undergo an impound process.
Correct.
What is that impound process?
So we package the items in their inner packages. So depending on the item, it depends on what type of packaging we use, a paper bag, a box, depending on its shape and size. And then we put that inner package, that individual package, we label it with.
All right, come on.
And the search warrant has already been
Fast forward.
obtained.
Oh, it's a presumptive test, not completely definitive. There are false positives, but it is a good indicator that this is likely blood. Also, with my training and experience, the appearance of the stain, reddish brown stain, also did appear consistent with blood. And then the results of the phenolphthalein test being positive indicated it was very likely blood.
So you essentially swab the area, is that
Yes.
right?
So we take a sterile cotton swab, almost like a Q-tip, put sterile water on it, and then rub it on to the stain. So I moistened the swab, rubbed the area of blood on the phone, and then I took an extra swab to be able to test it. That way I didn't ruin the swab that we were impounding. I took 2 swabs actually that I booked impounded with the blood, and then 1 extra one to test with the phenolphthalein to presumptively determine if it was blood.
And you mentioned that you did impound those items, and that would have been under, and you would have marked them under event number 12-15229, correct?
It was the first 2 digits are 23-15229.
And obviously you observed the front of the residence, is that correct?
Yes.
Showing 239. Is that the front of the residence there?
Yes.
Were there vehicles at the residence when you arrived?
Yes.
And I think we can see it here, but there is a vehicle sort of in the driveway to the left. Do you see that?
Yes.
And then there's a work truck in the front of the home.
Correct.
And then behind the work truck, kind of hard to see in this photo, but there is another vehicle parked to the right part of the driveway.
Yes.
And did the search warrant also include, states 241, a search of this work van here?
Yes.
Okay, and it was searched?
Yes.
Anything of evidentiary value found inside that vehicle?
No.
States 242, were these vehicles searched as well?
Yes. Well, the one on the right, the Honda Civic.
Okay, and what about the one on the left then?
The one on the left is a Nissan Armada. It was locked and it was sealed and then towed to our secured garage at the Henderson Police Department. It's our crime scene garage, and it was searched later with a different search warrant.
Anything of evidentiary value that you know of in either of these vehicles found?
I do not know about the Nissan Armada, but I do know the Honda Civic was searched on scene where I was present, and no, there was nothing of evidentiary value in the Civic.
Showing 265, what do we see here?
So to the right on the screen there is the front entry door. So that's the main entrance door into the house. And this is the front formal room. It's also connected to the formal dining room.
And sort of near the door to the right of this photo, do we see sort of a shoe rack there?
Yes.
And on that shoe rack, did you locate any black Nikes with a swoosh, white swoosh on them?
No.
Publishing 267, what is this here?
That's a different angle of that same room. So again, on the right, you see the couch, and on the left is the dining table where the family room meets up with the formal dining room area.
268, what do we see there?
That's a close-up of one of the larger seats or couches in the room, in the living room.
And then I'm specifically sort of pointing towards the left of the center chair. Those items there, were those, did anyone look at those?
Yes.
And what were they?
Some types of swords.
276, what do we see here?
That's a photograph of the kitchen in the residence.
And this kitchen was searched thoroughly, is that correct?
Yes.
Publishing 277, what do we see here?
That's a picture of me standing in the kitchen, looking out to the dining nook, and then the living room. That's a different one than the front entry, the family room. This is the living room.
And then when you were searching the kitchen, you didn't find any sort of murder weapon, anything with blood on it, anything like that, correct?
Correct.
278, what is this?
That's the master bedroom. That's on the
Messy
first floor of the
bedroom.
residence.
That's a messy bedroom, man. Look at that.
The different angle of the same master bedroom.
And 280.
Let me see something. That's a messy ass bedroom. Let me see.
278, what is this?
Look at
That's
that.
the master bedroom.
Look how messy that bedroom is. That's a messy ass bedroom. The hell's going on in there? Right? Why is it so messy? Wow. There's a fight going on. Something went on. Something happened.
It's on the first floor of the residence.
Something.
And then 279.
It's a different angle of the same master bedroom.
And 280.
Same, just another angle of the master bedroom.
Damn. Why is it so? What the hell is that? That's not normal, man. I don't know. Bed bugs? Oh, please. That's just messy, man. I don't know what happened there. That's a big bedroom. That's a very big bedroom, though. I give him that. But it's very, very messy and clothes everywhere. Clothes are everywhere. All types of stuff knocked down and thrown about. What the fuck happened? Yeah, run.
That's the master bedroom looking into the attached master bathroom.
And then we have 289.
That is the master bathroom, and then the master closet is off the bathroom there.
Nice big closet.
And that's one of the pictures of inside the master closet.
Then 291A.
Oh, man.
That is the other half of the master closet.
Still messy. We're still messy. Everything is messy. It's all messy. Holy shit.
In the closet, anywhere in the home.
Wow.
Were any black Nikes with a white swoosh found?
No, we did not locate any.
Messy house.
295. What do we see here?
It's a picture of the laundry room.
That's a nice washer and dryer. I give them that. Beautiful washer and dryer. Brand new. Looks like brand new.
And the laundry would have been searched, correct?
Correct.
296.
That's a linen closet, and I believe the door that goes out into the garage.
And then 297 then.
That's a close-up of the closet.
Okay. 299.
That is a picture of the garage, the
Garage.
3-car garage.
And this area was thoroughly searched,
Still
correct?
messy. Still messy. Even the garage is messy as well. Whole house is messy. It's a messy house, man.
No murder weapons, nothing like that found inside this garage, correct? 307. What do we see here?
That's the second floor loft, it's the playroom.
309.
That is a linen closet, I believe, upstairs on the second floor.
Then 311.
That's one of the upstairs bedrooms. It was set up as like an office area.
318.
That's a different bedroom upstairs. It was kind of a sewing storage room.
And what do we see inside this photo?
Appears to be a wedding dress or a white dress.
320.
That is the upstairs hall bathroom.
321.
Messy.
That is the bathtub in that hall bathroom.
322.
That is one of the other bedrooms upstairs on the second floor.
And it looks like sort of on the head of the bed, some stickers on there, maybe
Yes.
childlike stickers.
Yes.
326.
That is a picture of the fourth bedroom upstairs.
Looks like on the bedding, some sort of cartoon of sorts.
Yes, print, yes.
328.
Those are just photos of miscellaneous receipts that were located during the search warrant.
Do you recall where they were located?
I believe the kitchen, but I'm not 100%.
Okay. 329.
That is a picture of the dressers in the master bedroom.
Was there something located inside of one of these drawers?
Yes.
And what was that?
It was a collection of plastic bags, 6 in total, with the inner one being knotted, tied in a knot, containing a black wallet that had miscellaneous cards and also the driver's license in the name of Jonathan Willett. And then a set of keys were tied in that inner plastic bag.
Oh, shit.
So then publishing 347.
That's fucked up.
Is that bag?
Wow.
Yes, that's the inner. You can see the knot at the top, so that's the inner bag, and there were 5 other plastic bags around it.
344 are those extra bags that were around it?
Yes, that's the clump of all of it.
Damn.
And then 348.
That's messed
Is
up.
that the wallet and keys you mentioned?
Yes.
That's his wallet.
And 349.
Wow.
The driver's license you mened.
Correct.
Yeah, she put it
on that driver's license.
Jonathan James Willett.
Yeah, they put his information all in that plastic bags, man. Wow. They were hiding that shit. They were hiding it.
Inside of the bedroom as well, states 330. What do we see
Crazy.
here?
That's a BB gun.
And then 331.
That is the nightstand if you're looking at the bed on the left side. And there's a Glock 19X semi-automatic firearm, 9mm in that.
Oh, good, blook. Got a gun in there.
Showing you 334. Were there some writings found inside the master bedroom as well?
Yes.
And same with 335.
Yes.
336.
Yes, that's a close-up.
Okay. 337, sort of a notebook with writings, correct?
Correct.
338, another writing.
Yes.
339, another writing.
Yes.
I will love you forever. It says on top. I will love you forever. My dearest love.
Inside the garage.
Can't begin to tell you how.
353. Did you locate a bag with something inside?
Yes.
And what do we see there?
So that red bag was found on top of those trash cans in the garage, and there were 2 Ring cameras, security cameras, that were located inside that red bag.
So then states 356, is that a close-up of that red bag?
Yes.
And states 355, are those Ring cameras you mentioned?
Yes, they are.
Ring camera. Any video? Any audio in that? Video, audio? I don't think so. I don't think so, right? They didn't find anything.
States 360, what do we see there?
That is the bed in the master bedroom with a blue and gray striped dress laid out on top of it.
362.
That is a receipt.
Then looking at 366, what do we have here?
That's a mini backpack purse that was located on top of the bed in the master bedroom.
And states 363, something of evidentiary value found inside that purse?
Yes.
And what was it?
A social security card in the name of Jonathan Willett.
Cut up. Cut in half.
And you found other electronics inside that bedroom as well,
Uh-huh.
correct?
Yes.
There were several.
Yes.
Richie, I need coffee. I need
And those would have
coffee.
been collected as well.
By detectives.
I got iced coffee. I'm gonna pour some in a moment.
And you mentioned several writings.
Guys, I'm gonna stay until 2:30 today, guys. Because I started late. I'm not gonna get off at 2. I'm gonna get off at 2:30 a.m. Right now it's 1:30 a.m. So that's it. 2:30 until 2:30. I'll stream another hour.
Collected in this case, right?
They weren't collected, they were photographed.
Thank you. They were.
I'll be back tomorrow night. Hopefully midnight. It's Friday. Friday night, baby.
Showing you states 394 was this located as well.
Yes.
Okay. And what do we see each
And she got a picture on her business card. Wow, that's nice. Jonathan James Miller ID, but her Devyn Michaels ID. That's a nice ID for her. Wow.
the card underneath Jonathan's social security
Nice.
card there?
Appears to be a business card in the name of Devyn J. Michaels as a realtor.
And again, some devices were located.
Correct.
In an abundance of time, I'm not going to go through each one of those. Members of the grand jury will have these. $413, what is that?
2 debit cards.
Showing you $414. What does that depict?
That's the upstairs hall bathroom, so that's the sink vanity area, and underneath in the cabinets was a safe.
And $415, is that just a close-up of that same safe?
Yes.
And you located items inside of the safe, correct?
Yes.
$416, what do we see inside the safe?
That's a 9mm 6-hour handgun. Looks like live ammunition as well as extra magazines, and maybe a magazine and a speed loader.
And you would have documented the backyard as well, correct?
Yes.
422, 423. And then did you take photographs of the female that was there?
I did, yes.
Okay. And publishing 424, is that the female that you photographed?
Yes.
And you knew her to be Devyn Michaels, correct?
Yes.
Publishing 425, what do we see there?
That's just the back of her.
426.
Those are close-ups of her hands.
And we see sort of a ruler here. What is that?
Wait. Did I miss any evidence? Let me go back. Hold on. I want to see that evidence, man. Holy shit. What happened? I missed all this evidence. All right. Sorry.
Debit cards.
Showing you 414. What does that depict?
That's the upstairs hall bathroom, so that's the sink vanity area, and underneath in the cabinets was a safe.
And 415, is that just a close-up of that same safe?
Yes.
And you located items inside of the safe, correct?
Yes.
416, what do we see inside the safe?
That's a 9mm 6-hour handgun. Looks like live ammunition as well as extra magazines,
Oh.
and maybe a magazine and a speed loader.
Yeah.
And you would have documented the backyard as well, correct?
Yes.
422, 423. And then did you take photographs of the female that was there?
I did, yes.
Okay. And publishing 424, is that the female that you photographed?
Yes.
And you knew her to be Devyn Michaels, correct?
Yes.
Publishing
Yep.
425, what do we see there?
That's just the back of her.
Up, I see blood. Was a mark? Little marks.
Those are close-ups of her hands.
There?
That's just
Look at that. Look at her right arm. Her right arm has like some blood marking on it. It looks like blood from here. It may not be blood, but her right arm had some type of thing on it, on her elbow, or near her elbow. She had a rough night.
the back of her.
426.
Those are close-ups of her hands.
And we see sort of a ruler here. What is that?
That's called an ABFO scale. It's just a scale to show the general size of items.
428, 427. What do we see there?
That's just more of a close-up of her other hand, again with the scale.
428.
And those are the pictures of the palms of her hands.
Did you also take a picture of a male that was there?
I did, yes.
And that was Debbie or Willette, correct?
Correct.
Showing 429. Is that the front
Debbie?
picture of him?
Yes.
430.
Who's that? Who's that guy?
431.
Those are, again, the same style pictures of his hands.
Do you notice any cuts on his hands or anything like
Who's
that?
that guy?
No, he had no apparent injuries.
Oh, no bruising, nothing like that,
No.
correct? 432.
And those are his palms.
Same thing, no injuries there, correct?
Correct.
Who is that guy? Anybody know who that is? She has long ass arms. Cat Randall, who's that Cat Randall? You know who the guy is? Who's that guy? Anybody know who he is?
When you were taking pictures of Miss Michaels, what was her demeanor like?
I honestly don't recall too much.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
No, I don't. Nothing stands out to me one way or another.
Same thing with Debbie, correct?
Correct.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
Correct.
Okay. Turning your attention then to August 9th of 2023, did you assist in collecting an item back at that 2698 Paladura Drive? And did that include black boxers?
I believe they were gray.
Okay. But they were boxers,
Yes, boxer
nonetheless,
shorts.
correct? And those were located on top of a couch,
Yes.
correct? Okay. And that was inside of sort of that recessed, informal, makeshift bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. Then on August 15th of 2020, and you collected those and impounded them, correct?
Got long arms?
On August 15th of 2023,
Know what that
you then
means.
returned to the 5510 Porcupine Rim,
Yes.
correct?
I got long arms
And you
too.
were there to collect and document some more items with a search warrant, correct?
Correct.
I believe you took photos of cleaning products that were located in cabinets, correct?
Yes.
A pair of blue cloth shorts in the first floor of the master bedroom.
Yes.
And a pink tank top in the first floor of the master bedroom.
Yes, the first
All
one.
impounded
I did not impound the cleaning products or the tank top, but I did collect and impound the blue shorts.
under that same event number that we discussed.
Yes.
Pass the witness.
Cross.
Okay, just one moment. You arrived at the Porcupine residence, I think you said 6:34 p.m.
6:34 p.m. was my approximate arrival time, yes.
And you generated a report in reference to the efforts that you took through the course of this investigation.
Correct.
You authored 2 reports?
For this entire,
The Porcupine residence.
for the first Porcupine Rim search warrant, 2, a main crime scene report and then an evidence impound report.
Okay. Did you author any other reports in reference to your analysis or the collection of evidence at the Porcupine residence?
There would have been a biological stain presumptive test form, which is a form we fill out regarding that phenolphthalein test, the presumptive test for the blood, that documents the lot number and the expiration of the specific phenolphthalein batch that I used, and whether or not that presumptive test came back positive or negative.
Okay. The report that you authored concerning this search on August 7th, Porcupine residence, it's 2 pages and then a signature page, correct?
Just depending on how you print it out, but yes, that's how it printed out for me as well.
Okay, obviously you reviewed that in preparation for your testimony.
Yes.
Because you, as you've testified, you have been involved in at least hundreds of crime scene analysis, documentation of such, correct?
Yes.
It's been yours. We'll go through this. Are these all the exhibits?
There's some right here too.
Okay. Are those all the exhibits that were taken at the Porcupine residence?
These, between those two, yes. Yes, they have it. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go through it. Okay. You were asked questions specifically concerning tennis shoes, correct?
Correct.
Your testimony is that you didn't photograph, didn't collect any evidence concerning tennis shoes?
That we did not locate the specific shoes she was describing.
Are these specific shoes that you've given testimony concerning, that you now say that you were looking for, is that documented in your report?
That we did not find shoes?
That you were looking for?
I don't document what we were looking for, no.
Okay, but you just gave testimony concerning what you said you found or didn't find, correct?
I gave testimony saying what I photographed and booked.
Okay. Did you have a list of things that you should be looking for? while
No,
you
the
were at that
detectives are the ones who pretty much dictate the search. I'm there largely as a photographer, and then I collect the evidence that we locate. So the detectives are the ones that know what they're looking for.
residence? Were there any black shoes that you located at that residence, black tennis shoes?
Perhaps we could go through the photos and look, but nothing that I specifically photographed.
You don't recall photographing a shoe holder near the front door?
I do, but I don't want to testify officially without examining the photograph that there were black tennis shoes on there, because that was not something that I specifically documented.
Do you recall specifically capturing a photo of black tennis shoes in a closet?
Again, no, I took overall pictures of a closet, and then I photographed the items the detectives locate and deem of note, I then photographed those more closely.
It's your testimony that you reviewed, and I believe it was the first exhibit under this pile that was published to the jury concerning a work van, correct?
Yes, there was a Nissan cargo van parked out front.
And you testified that there was nothing of evidentiary value contained within that van, correct?
Correct.
Did you photograph the contents of the van?
I did.
Power tools in the van?
I'm not sure we can look at the photographs, but I just took overall pictures of the inside of the van.
Any saws found in that van?
Again, I'm not sure.
But nonetheless, it's your testimony there's nothing in the van that was of evidentiary value.
Correct.
You were shown pictures of 3 samurai swords.
I believe there was 3, but yes, of swords.
Did you pull out the swords?
Yes, the detectives did.
Did you photograph the blades?
I'm not sure if the blades were photographed or not, but if there was anything like blood or any type of item of note on there, we would have photographed it.
Were these samurai swords wiped for anything of evidentiary use? DNA testing, fingerprint testing, anything like that?
Were they swabbed? Is that what you're
Correct.
asking?
Yes.
No.
Now, you were aware that this case involved a decapitation, correct?
Yes.
Are you aware of the manner or means in which this decapitation may have occurred, or how?
No.
But nonetheless, you're going through this investigation, making determinations what's of evidentiary value or no, correct?
Correct.
Fair to say that you, as you sit here today, and it'll be borne out in the photographs, you don't recall photographing the actual swords other than they're on the ground, correct?
I have a more close-up photo of them. I don't know if I photographed them unsheathed.
Okay, but it's clear you didn't collect anything from them
Correct.
for further submission.
Correct.
You don't recall photographing a sawzall or a saw in that work van, correct?
Correct.
Or submitting anything for any secondary tests, correct?
Not from anything in the van. Correct.
You know, she's pretty. She's a very pretty woman, right?
You make reference to some soft scrub bleach located in the laundry room of this Porcupine residence, correct?
Yes.
And you felt that was of evidentiary value?
The detectives told me to specifically photograph this bottle of bleach.
Soft scrub, that's a fairly common household item, is it not?
I can't testify to I don't have it at my house, but it's a,
Soft scrub, I mean, you've heard of it, you know of it, correct?
I don't know that I've well versed on brands of bleach, but I was not shocked by seeing the brand.
Common occurrence, I
guess.
mean, fair to say these hundreds of crime scenes, I mean, people have soft scrub at their house, correct?
Like I said, I can't testify to who has it, but I'm sure people possess soft scrub bleach, yes.
What do you use?
I have Clorox bleach or the Walmart brand,
Okay.
but I just have liquid bleach.
Fair to say, no blood, anything indicative of blood contained within the house, correct?
Just on the cellular phone that
Earth to Ashley. How you doing, Ashley?
was in possession of Detective Skinner.
Okay, that's it.
Yes, that's all we saw.
In reviewing the Armada, did you take pictures of that?
Just on the exterior, because it was locked and we did, like I said, sealed it and then towed it to the crime scene garage, where it was then processed by a different crime scene analyst at a later date.
Okay, so you're unaware of any results or the lack thereof of any blood or anything like that?
Correct. I don't know what was inside the Armada.
Yeah, they cut his head off, man. It's fucked up. When you decapitate somebody after they're dead, that's like extra. That's like going the extra route. That's like seriously, man, unnecessary to cut the head off.
Through your review of the house, you found no signs of blood on any clothing or anything else for that matter,
Correct.
Nothing found in any trash cans of that nature,
Correct.
I got the course industrial just for a moment. I don't have any more questions, this witness. Thank you very much.
Nothing from the state.
Okay, so your response to you.
Thank you.
Very much for your testimony here today. State, you may call your next witness.
Dr. Stephanie Yagi?
Thank you, Council Rose Washington, come in.
I don't know. The witness, that girl, the last witness. Interesting. I don't know.
Doctor, you please state your name and spell for the record.
First name is Stephanie, Stephanie. Last name is Yagi, Yagi.
Thank you. Ma'am, what do you do for a living?
I'm a medical examiner at the Clark County Coroner's Office.
And how long have you been so employed?
About 3 years.
What is it that you do on a day-to-day basis at the medical examiner's office?
So my primary role at the medical examiner's office is going to be determining cause and manner of death in any sudden, unexpected, violent, or suspicious deaths.
How do you go about examining the deceased person that comes into your office?
So to determine cause and manner of death, oftentimes we will do a medical type of examination, and one of which is an autopsy.
Are you trained in conducting autopsies?
Yes.
Can you please describe your education and training in order to do what you do?
As a medical examiner, I am a medical doctor. I have my degree and I'm licensed to practice medicine in the state of Nevada. I am also board certified in anatomic, clinical, and forensic pathology.
And if you didn't say already, how long have you been conducting autopsies with the Clark County Coroner's Office?
About 3 years.
You mentioned the terms cause and manner of death.
Yes.
What is a cause of death?
So a cause of death is going to be a natural disease or traumatic injury that ultimately leads to cessation of life.
Do you conduct autopsies to determine cause on every single death within Clark County?
No.
So which do you focus on when it comes to autopsy specifically?
So our office, again, is responsible for conducting medical examinations on any sudden, unexpected, violent, or suspicious thereof deaths.
Can you give a couple of examples of causes of death?
Sure. So causes of death might be something like hypertensive cardiovascular disease, which is high blood pressure, blunt force injuries due to motor vehicle accident, something like gunshot wounds.
Is there a difference between a cause of death for your purposes and the mechanism of death?
Yes.
Can you describe that for the jury?
So the mechanism of death is more what's happening inside your body, so the pathophysiology of our particular disease process or traumatic injury, where a cause of death is going to be the overarching event that led to death.
You also mentioned the term manner of death. What does that mean?
Manner of death is how the circumstances of the death arose. It's a categorical determination, of which we have 5. So those are going to be a natural, accident, suicide, homicide, or undetermined.
When it comes to homicide, what does that term mean?
For us, homicide is death at the hands of another.
And what does the undetermined manner mean?
Undetermined is for situations where we can't make a determination, taken at every step of the process of the autopsy exam.
Yeah, and when I say you, I sometimes mean the team. Somebody in the process measures the body, correct?
Yeah, the dependent areas of the body. Yes.
What is this kind of discoloration we're seeing on the side?
This could potentially be an area of liver.
What's liver?
As we previously discussed, blood pooling in the gravity-dependent or areas of the body.
Liver?
What does this tell you about John and his circumstances of his death?
At one point in time, he may have been face down or face up. This is a lateral aspect of the body, so I can't tell you.
Okay. Showing you 473. What are we looking at here?
This is kind of the neck region of the body.
From the back?
Well,
Yes.
I guess we're not going to be
474,
seeing.
same position basically.
Yes.
Now with a ruler.
They're not going to show
You
us
or
the
your
body.
forensic techs clean up John's body.
Yes, the forensic technicians.
Before I move on, did you notice
Jim Connington, what's up, Jim Connington?
anything about the blood that was abnormal? Is this normal? The coloring?
I can't tell anything from this photograph.
475. What are we looking at here?
So this is now a cleaned up photograph of that same area, the neck region from the back.
Is there anything notable to the back of the neck?
Yes.
What is that?
So in this photograph, you can see that there are some superficial incised wounds that are somewhat parallel to the main area of defect at the neck here.
476. Is that a little bit closer on those areas that you were describing?
Yes.
What does this tell you, if anything, as a forensic pathologist?
This may indicate there were previous attempts to use a sharp force injury in this area.
Previous to the decapitation itself?
Yes.
Did you document John's hands?
Yes.
478. Is that his right hand?
Yes.
479, another angle of his right hand.
Yes.
480, same thing, another angle.
Yes.
481, inside of John's right hand.
Yes.
Did you observe any bleeding injuries to his right hand?
No.
482, is this John's left hand?
Yes.
483, also his left hand?
Yes.
Do you see these little things here?
Yes.
What do these appear to be to you?
Some type of callus or blister.
Any bleeding injuries to his left hand?
No.
484, another shot of his left hand.
Correct.
485, the inside of his left hand.
Yes.
And what are we looking at here?
Again, I would consider these blisters or calluses.
Any bleeding injuries to his left hand at all?
No.
Did you observe any minor injuries to the rest of John's body, staying away from the head and neck?
Yes, there are a few contusions or bruises to the extremities.
When you say a few, how many do you mean?
At least 3.
Were those minor in nature, meaning not very apparent?
Yes.
I'm going to show you now another kind of graphic photo. 466. Can you reorient us?
Yes. So again, this is a photograph of the neck region, and now the body is on its backside.
Can you just describe what you're seeing in this photograph?
Sure. So there is a kind of irregular defect that has resulted in a complete decapitation of the body.
When you say irregular defect, can you provide any further context to that?
The surface of the wound looks kind of ragged. It doesn't look straight.
468, are we now looking down into essentially what would be John's neck?
Yes.
What did you observe during your internal examination of this portion of the body?
So on the internal examination, anatomically or just by looking at it, this wound did not appear to be antemortem. It appeared to be postmortem, so made after death.
Okay. And how are you able to determine that?
So when the body is alive, there are some features that we can look at anatomically or with our eye, as well as microscopically, to indicate that there was. I saw neither of those, again, grossly or microscopically in this particular case.
So to oversimplify it, the decapitation happened after he was killed.
Yes.
470, is this a side view of that same area?
Yes.
What type of surfaces or types of the body are actually sliced through when a decapitation occurs?
So in this particular case, we would consider this a complete decapitation. So there is transection through the soft tissues, which are like skin and muscle, as well as any vasculature that is within that soft tissue.
I'm your cigar boys, Ray Ray.
In this case as well, the decapitation went through the spine. So both the bony parts of the spine as well as the spinal cord, as well as the structures in the neck. So again, the muscle, soft tissues of the neck, as well as kind of the throat area.
States 486, what are we looking at here?
So this is an internal photograph of that same area taken from the front side of the body.
What is the purpose of you eviscerating the skin and taking these photographs?
Well, as part of the autopsy examination, we examine all parts of the body, one of which is routinely the neck. So we would do this naturally.
To his head killed John, is it fair to say that you would need his head to make that legal determination?
Yes.
That you never received his head up until today's date?
Correct. There was no head available for evaluation.
And ultimately, what did you determine was John's manner of death?
Homicide?
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Homicide.
Yes, was John going to take it? Or was he going to take it?
No, we're going to finish up for lunch.
Okay.
Homicide.
Good afternoon. In reference to your testimony concerning lividity, start with that, the beginning of your testimony, just walk through this. You're not able to give any opinion as to the position that this body was in when this person was decapitated, correct?
Correct.
Can't say if the body had been moved or anything like that based upon your review of the body.
Correct.
You're unable to say whether the body was face down or face up when the decapitation occurred. Fair to say?
Correct.
In reference to the wounds that you had testified concerning, you had said that they may indicate a pre-attempt to decapitate. Do you recall that?
Previous.
Okay, a previous.
Yes.
Could have been a post though, and you can't say for sure one way or the other, correct?
Correct.
So that's an assumption.
Yes.
At this point in time, on August 8th, when you conducted this examination, approximately how many autopsies did you perform?
At that time, I would estimate maybe 500-600 autopsies.
Okay. How many years had you been conducting
Only
autopsies
5 to
when you conducted
600?
this autopsy?
2023. 2 years.
600.
2 years.
Oh my God.
However, due to the, perhaps can we say out of the ordinary circumstances, this was sent to a Dr. Burns. There were tissue samples and things sent to Dr. Burns. Fair to say, the anthropologist?
The bones were sent, yes.
Bones were. You had testified that you were unable to approximate the time of death, other than half a day, something like that, correct?
Yes, a large range of time.
Large range, okay. So you couldn't say 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock the previous day, could you?
That's correct.
When the body is examined and further dismembered, the body is refrigerated, correct?
Yes.
At what temperature is the body when you examine it? Just your take.
At the time of examination, room temperature.
Okay, but previous to the examination.
While refrigerated?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
When it's brought, why don't we go through the process a little bit? The body is brought to the coroner's office, correct?
Yes.
Where is it placed?
The body is then placed in our refrigeration area. Yes.
Okay, and this refrigeration area, kind of like you see in the movies, has bodies, trays, things like that?
Yes, there are other bodies.
And what temperature are those refrigeration units where the bodies are stored?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. Cold enough to preserve the bodies, correct?
Yes.
Fair to say just above freezing?
I can't say.
Okay, you don't know.
I don't know.
You were asked questions
How
concerning
does
the
she
course
not know?
of your examination,
How does
these
she not know,
autopsies,
though?
limbs, other things are severed, correct?
Sorry, can you
They
repeat the
can be.
question?
I mean, you were asked on direct. At times, there's a necessity to cut a body, correct?
Yes.
And these cuts are generally made by yourself, the coroner.
No, not always.
Who are they made by?
So our forensic technicians assist us in the evisceration portion of our examinations.
And during this evisceration portion, the bodies have just been brought from the refrigerators or the cooling, freezing devices, correct?
Yes, in our storage area.
Fair to say then you're not going to have cast off or splatter because the blood contained within the cadaver is very cold, correct?
Well, the heart is also not beating, so we don't have spurting blood.
Right. We're not talking, we'll get to that. But as far as, obviously you'll agree with me that there's a congealing mechanism when the body is refrigerated,
God,
right?
come on,
Blood can clot,
move
yes.
on. Fucking dumb
This
questions.
person could have been shot in the head, correct?
That is correct.
It wasn't shot in the head.
So you can't give an opinion excluding that, can you?
That's correct.
You were asked questions concerning any bleeding injuries on the body, correct?
Yes.
Fair to say at this point in time, this body wasn't bleeding, correct?
No active bleeding, correct.
I mean, the head's off, it's not bleeding, correct?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Applying the brain with blood, correct?
Yes.
Alcohol at 2 o'clock. Assuming
I'm sorry.
you were given, asked questions concerning the blood alcohol content, correct?
Yes.
And it's your testimony that that was the blood alcohol content at the time of death?
Most likely, yes.
Would that blood alcohol content changed following the time of death?
It could. So as previously discussed in the postmortem interval, there is postmortem development or formation of ethanol that can be produced by the body's microbes.
So then it would be unfair to say what the blood alcohol content was actually at the time of death, fair to say?
Correct.
And also that person's blood alcohol content would have to be, you say at the time of death, but then we don't know what the time of death is, do we?
Not exactly.
We can't say it was 3 o'clock, 3:30, anything like that, can we?
No.
Now, it's possible, based upon your understanding the physiology of how we process alcohol in our bodies, this person may have had a much higher blood alcohol content, let's say at 1 p.m., correct?
Can you specify the time that you're using in relation to the question?
Okay. You were asked a question, this person's blood alcohol, 0.02, something, remember that?
Yes.
0.29 milliliters per milliliter of blood. You gave it an opinion concerning the blood alcohol, correct?
Correct.
But you'd have to know the time of death, correct? That's part of this analysis.
No.
Okay. My question to you now is, let's say the time of death is 3 o'clock, okay? Are you able to give us with an estimation? I won't hold you to it specifically, but can you give us an estimation of that person's blood alcohol at 2 o'clock, assuming that person died at 3?
No.
Can you give us the blood alcohol content at 1 o'clock, assuming that person died at 3?
No.
Midnight, you can't, can you?
No.
In addition to the alcohol that was in the blood, you also found evidence of THC, correct?
Correct.
And what was the level of THC in Mr. Willett's body?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Okay. Fair to say that the combination of both alcohol and THC affects a person's ability to drive a vehicle?
Possibly.
Possibly.
I'm not a clinical toxicologist. My patient population is very specific, and those patients have no clinical signs and symptoms at the time that I see them. So I cannot opine as to their behavior living with those certain levels.
Very fair to say. So I'll ask you a more general question. You'll agree with me that the combination of alcohol and THC cause a person to be more intoxicated?
I don't know.
And then thirdly, you had testified concerning the presence of GHB, correct?
Yes.
And you opined that that may be a result just of natural antecedents, fair to say?
Yes, it's consistent with the level that we would naturally produce in our body.
But you can't give an opinion as to whether or not this person had ingested drugs or GHB specifically.
That's correct.
So this person may have, in addition to ingesting alcohol and marijuana, this person may have ingested GHB, correct?
Yes, possibly.
And again, the combination of these three substances would presumably lead to an intoxicated state.
It might. Again, I'm not a clinical practitioner.
I've got a course indulgence. Fine, brief question. Through the course of this dismemberment or evisceration, do you wear goggles?
I wear a face shield,
Okay, and that's because of cast off and things that you may get, correct?
along with other bodily fluids that we may encounter, yes.
Apron on, correct?
Yes,
For the same reason, to protect yourself from cast off of blood or other bodily fluids.
correct.
And again, the height of this autopsy table, what is the height?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Is it made for the ease of moving a cadaver?
Yes, so it can be moved up and down.
Oh my
Ease
God.
in the flipping
Dumb
back and forth
question.
and such of the body, correct?
Also to help with our technicians who are varying heights. So they're the ones doing the
height?
evisceration,
What's
so
the
we want
height of
everyone
it?
to be ergonomic.
What's the
and
height of the
comfortable.
table he
Understood,
was
and you work
on?
together as a team to move the body, correct?
Yes, sometimes we do.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our lunch recess. It's going to be a shorter than normal lunch recess because we are going to adjourn today at 3 o'clock, so I'm going to shorten lunch a little bit and then you get to go home early. You're welcome. During this recess, you will have discussed the agenda in one, including double juries. In any way, we're going to this case, so it's there. Use my voice calls.
All right, they're going to lunch. Come back from lunch. The court's ending early today because of something. I don't know. They said that. But let's go back.
Internet or other means of communication or social media. You must
Otherwise, I have my degrees.
Can you tell us about that?
Sure. I have a bachelor's of science in biology with minors in anthropology and chemistry from SUNY College at Geneseo. I have a master's degree and PhD both in anthropology from the University of Buffalo.
And obviously you have many degrees, certification. Do you also undergo training and things of that nature ongoing?
Sure. So I regularly attend the American Academy of Forensic Sciences as well as the American Association of Biological Anthropology conferences, which isn't exactly training per se.
Where's that music? Where's that music coming from? Do you guys hear music in the background?
But it's just demonstrating continuing education because that's where we get to see stuff before it's published.
And do you know someone by the name of Dr. Clara Ralston?
Yes, she is my former postdoc.
And where did you work with her?
She was at the University of Nevada,
I hear music in the background.
Las Vegas in my lab as a postdoc scholar. Now she is at the New York City office of the coroner medical examiner as a forensic anthropologist.
So she's a forensic anthropologist as well?
Correct.
Okay. As a forensic anthropologist, I think you mentioned that there are consults that you do. What are the types of questions that you're tasked with investigating when you get a consult?
Sure. So it depends on the case, right? So sometimes we're asked to assist with an identification if they don't know who the person is. Some we want more information about it. Again, that means the removal of soft tissue.
And prior to testifying, you did look through
I did.
this package.
Yes.
Many photos here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, permission to publish.
Bag, the staples have been removed.
A little dark, but
Yeah.
498. Do we see that there are contents to this bag?
Yes.
And would those be the samples that you had requested from the Clark
That's
County
correct.
Coroner's office?
Yes.
You don't hear any music? Well, it stopped now.
So
It stopped now, actually. But before, I heard some background. There was some weird music playing. I don't know what happened.
you've unpackaged these items. What do you do next?
It's gone now.
Yeah, so once everything is unpackaged, that's documented, we start our report writing and our bench notes. We date everything, we say who's there, and then we describe the remains and what they look like. So these were macerated, again, that means the removal of soft tissue. So the bones look a little different because they were processed. So we describe what they look like, the exact anatomical position that, or the elements is what we would call them, the exact skeletal elements that we have, and anything else that we observe during that process.
What happened
Specifically,
to Brittany?
do you recall which items you were examining?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so we had possession of, so these are cervical vertebrae, which are parts of the neck, which is, so if you, I brought this as a specimen so you could exactly see what we're looking at. The neck.
Do you mind actually stepping closer
okay.
to the jury just so that they
Sure.
can see what you're pointing to? I think that might be helpful.
What happened to Britney Spears, guys?
So this is the head,
There's a video uploaded by Nancy Grace saying, what happened to Britney Spears? She vanishes. What happened? Does anybody know what happened to Britney Spears? She okay?
Meets up with what we call the cervical vertebrae, which are 7 vertebrae that make up your neck. And that lets you go all around with your head, right? And so what we had possession of was, so this up here is C1, which is cervical vertebra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we had part of part of cervical vertebra 2. We had almost all of 3. We had 4 and part of 5. And so this was the part that was removed, was from 5 up to the part that we didn't have anything above that. So these were the ones that we revealed on the C3 primarily for the trauma analysis.
Is there anything interesting about the front of the skull based on your analysis after just pointing to the vertebrae that you think is important to note?
The front of the skull?
So the front of the neck.
Oh, Well, so the anatomy of the neck is complex, just as the rest of the spinal column. So the bones of the neck meet up at many different joints. So we have joints back here. We have a joint up in the front as well. And so when or if you were trying to take this apart, like if we were learning in a classroom, I would take this apart, right? I'd show you all the different vertebrae. So I'm going to pass these around so they can see that. Okay. So these are two different examples of cervical vertebrae. So you can see how small they are. That's like when you see these pictures, they're going up a lot. So that's cervical vertebrae 2 and 1, or excuse me, 2 and 3, which is where the cut marks go through, are those two vertebrae. So the complexity of the joints between your vertebrae make it difficult to take them apart. And they're very, very strict, which is why like, when you move, your spinal column is like the base of like all of your movement. And so there's many different joints here that make it complicated to actually remove or take them apart.
But not impossible, correct?
No, not impossible.
All right, if you don't mind taking a seat, doctor. So you mentioned that obviously a lot of photos were taken during your examination. Was there a grouping of photos that had annotations on them as well?
Yeah, so, excuse me, when we write reports, we know what we're looking at in photos, but we want everyone else to know exactly what we're looking at. So what we'll do is we'll annotate them with different colored boxes or arrows in order to show exactly the features that we are trying to display.
Now then, I am going to publish State 603. Can you describe for the members of the grand jury what we're seeing here and what was of note during your analysis?
Yeah, so this is cervical vertebra 3, which was being passed around. So you see how small that is when you're handling it, right? So that's blown up a bit because it's on a screen. But what we're looking at is the sharp force trauma that was analyzed for tool mark analysis on this bone. So the white boxes are in 5 different parts. Those represent what we well, I guess you'll probably ask me about this, what we determined was caused by a mechanically powered saw. So those are shaved off and polished. It's hard to see because it's such a small bone. The arrows, the orange arrows, are pointing to an area where there are incisions or cut marks that were not made by a mechanically powered saw. And so there's 2 different features there, which is what this overview is picturing. The other thing in this image is there's a tiny part of C2 or the cervical.
There's actually a mouse in front of you, so if you want to hover.
I will not click it. I was informed beforehand not to do that. Yes, yes. So this, can you see that? Yeah. Okay. This part right here is the bottom or the body of cervical vertebra 2, which also got passed around because it meets up with C3. So this is the bottom of C2. It has it has sharp force trauma through it, which is, and it's still articulated, or it still meets up with C3 here. These parts here in the white boxes are showing, again, that polishing that we saw in our analysis that's consistent with a mechanically powered saw that made those marks. And the orange arrows here and there, 3 different parts, are showing incision or cut marks made by a hand-powered implement.
So just to stop you there, Doctor,
yeah.
2 separate implements we see evidence of here.
Correct.
And what is the evidence that you see to make that determination?
Yeah, so there's a fair amount of, we use a lot of, verified experimental research as well as case studies to back up our findings based on the features of the defects, which is what we would call these. So there's defects in bone, meaning it does not look like it's anatomically normal. I'll start with the hand-powered tool or the cut marks from that with the orange arrows. So those, can you show some of the other images? Because those will be more helpful to show.
Absolutely. Showing
how we determine that.
604?
That's good. Yep. So that small area is the small, I don't know who has the C3 anymore. Yeah. Okay. I can tell you exactly where it is and what you're looking at. All right. Is there a way for me to show them besides do you want me to just point? Okay.
Whatever you prefer.
So this is C3, and it's specifically between my fingernails. This is how small the area you're looking at. So this is a joint with C2, which is above it. So this meets up with C2. This is a joint. So you're looking at horizontal ridges in this joint right here. Okay? And those are very uneven and they're not parallel. You can kind of see, okay, they're all over the place. And so that's typical.
Is a piece that is missing. Again, I referenced exit chipping earlier in the other slide where you saw the little V shape. This is also a little chip that exited. This shows you directionality again. So this is the front of the body where this is. So this is the anterior front of the body. So you're looking like in the front here. You can't see it very well because the skull's on top.
Oh
But
my God. Wow.
that means the direction was from
That's crazy.
back to front, and the chip exited towards the front of the body.
I can't believe she cut her head
So
off.
again, showing directionality.
Correct.
Bro.
Showing.
Can you? I can't. I don't think that she cut her head off, man. I cannot see her cutting his head off. No way. Cutting. Do you guys think that she cut his head off? I don't think she cut his head off. That is gross. That's a big job. Cutting someone's head off. Seriously. Let's think. Cakes Boo, how you doing, Cakes Boo? Let's think about that. That's bloody as hell. To cut someone's head off? All that you going through all that tissue and bone and skin and muscles? No way. I don't think so, man. I'm sorry. I think the boyfriend or the husband did it. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Yeah, just like you're right, Ashley. Just like Taylor's a business. She did it. I didn't think she could do it either. But apparently these people these people can do things when they need to do things. I gotta admit, you're right, Ashley. It's tough. If Taylor's business could do it, I guess this woman could do it too, right? I guess.
607. What do we see here?
Crazy.
So these, again, are striations. These are incomplete cut marks or incisions that you see the orange arrows pointing to. So this, again, C3 here, this is the back of the body. This is where the back is. You're looking at, again, a very small area.
Very scary.
We call it the lamellar. It's just a little piece of bone that covers your spinal cord. So
Strong.
right here that you're looking at.
It's crazy,
so the
man.
cut marks, if I just put my fingernail in there, they're probably smaller than that. But they're right here. So the other cut marks were here. These are here. And so you can see there's a couple different areas that the hand-powered, non-serrated or serrated knife would have hit.
Oh.
So, in analyzing these remains, you were able to determine that 2 implements were used. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and they were what again?
So there was a hand-powered, non-serrated or serrated. We could not determine exactly. It was a single, straight blade of some sort. And then the second one is a mechanically powered saw.
Now, are you able to determine which implement was used first? Well, so let me pose it this way. Hypothetically, how hard is it to cut through bone with a handheld knife?
There you go.
Or cut through a neck?
There you go.
So knives, anyone who has knives in their kitchen knows that they should be used for soft stuff. Like, if you're cutting chicken or beef, you're cutting through the flesh of the stuff you're trying to eat. If you try to cut through bone with that, it's not going to work. It's just going to leave an incision because bone is too hard. So I don't want to say it's impossible because there are bones that if you used enough force, maybe. But saws are made for a reason. Saws, the teeth are such that they are made to cut through hard material such as wood or bone. That is their job. And so when they're actually going through bone, they're creating a waste material by, if anyone has cut, wood, that it creates wood chips, okay, when you're actually sawing through wood. So I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's very, very difficult to cut through bone with a run-of-the-mill knife.
You would need a tremendous amount of force with a handheld knife, right? In order to cut through bone?
And a lot of persistence.
Okay. Now, how about a powered saw?
So mechanically powered saws are made for ease of use, right? So that saves you time, and it is doing the work of the energy transfer for you. So when you're dealing with a hand-powered implement, you are the one supplying the energy. A mechanically powered instrument, such as a saw, is producing the energy for you, which is why you need a battery or some other power source, right? And so it's doing the work for you and doing the cutting part, or what we would call the because when you're cutting something, it's like you go back and forth, but a mechanically powered saw is doing that for you. So that is going to make it a lot easier because you are not exerting force yourself or energy yourself. The instrument is doing that for you.
Are you able to determine, what brand of knife, what type of knife was used?
So that's
first?
called, so we can determine roughly the class of the tool, which is what we did in this instance. Sometimes, and anthropologists typically don't determine an exact tool. That's not our job. Those are tool mark experts, which are beyond our training. Now, because of the type of bone this is, vertebrae have what's called trabecular bone in them. It means it has spongy bone. When you look at a cut mark, can I pass this around?
Saws are very quiet.
As the judge. Okay. So this is, I think it's cow bone.
Yeah,
It's not human.
quiet, but saws are
so
very.
that is
Still symbolic of what a human would look like.
Yeah, so this is symbolic of what
Saws are very one-on-one.
So this is a saw.
You're going head to head on a body with a saw.
Bone is very thick. This is a long bone, but cervical vertebrae don't look like this. They have what's called trabecular bone, which looks like spongy bone, so it's like a sponge. So if you walk, then you'll want to touch it, you'll have to. But you can see the striations in there too, and you can feel the cut mark itself. But that's cortical bone. That would have been, that's easy to determine, or relatively easy, assuming you have the right parts, to determine further what the type of saw that would have been used for. Now, because of the cervical vertebra, how they're designed anatomically, they don't have a lot of cortical bone. They have trabecular bone. So trabecular bone is spongy. It'd be like looking at a bunch of open spaces and trying to find those striations that you see on the bone that's getting passed around. It's not possible for the most part. So, yeah, so it depends on the bones in the body. These bones in particular, you're not able to get more specific, which is why we stated it the way we did.
And I don't know if I can simplify it or
Okay.
Tell me if I'm oversimplifying.
I probably overextended
Now,
it, so.
if it's a smaller bone, sometimes it's harder to make further determinations because you're dealing with a smaller bone versus a larger
It's
bone.
not just the size of the bone, it's the structure. So that's what I was trying to get at, is the structure of the bone is different, where if you have a lot of that thick cortical bone and you cut through it with an instrument, then you can see the features that are necessary to make a call on the specific type of saw that was used. These do not have that type of structure because they're small and because they are primarily made of trabecular bone, which is spongy bone, which is some of that you saw in the images too, where you saw these air spaces that were in there. That's the trabecular bone that has been exposed.
Okay. Now, I've stood next to you. You're a petite individual. Is it possible for a petite individual to have decapitated
Well,
in this
mechanically
way?
powered saws do the work for you. So the energy transfer is coming from the saw. So, and they're made so that many different types of people can use them to do, whatever it is they're going to do with that saw. So many different people could use a mechanically powered saw to cut through hard material such as wood or bone.
So it wouldn't be impossible for a smaller female to do so, correct?
I don't know if I want to comment on that specifically, but the energy transfer from the mechanically powered saw makes it so many different types of people can operate that tool to get through harder material.
But there's females and males that
Yes.
use that
Oh,
tool
yeah.
in life, correct?
Yeah.
And they're able to do so.
Yes.
Crazy. Wow, I just got high from a cigar. I just got a head rush from a cigar, guys. So smoking the end of a cigar.
The incision
like
happened
weed.
back to front in this case, correct?
That's correct.
2 implements were used, correct?
Holy
Correct.
shit.
That was a knife.
Possibly a knife. There is a very slight chance it could have been a very fine-toothed bow saw, but it's likely a non-serrated or serrated knife.
Okay. And that was based on your conclusions, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then also a powered saw, correct?
A mechanically powered saw, yes.
Past witness, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you. Dr. Burns, let me just preface my questions of you that we take no issue with your findings.
Okay.
You were asked a question just a moment ago whether or not it would be possible if a small woman could have done this, and you said you didn't want to give an opinion as to that, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I would reference the user manual for a mechanically powered saw to see who should or should not, or could
Well,
operate
all
that.
things, I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt
Yep,
you.
you're fine.
But all things being equal, it would be easier for a large person, let's say a 6'4", 205-pound person, to sever this vertebrae than a smaller person, 5'3", 130 pounds.
Again, I'm not going to comment on the capabilities of different individuals on their ability to operate a mechanically powered saw.
Okay, but you'll agree with me that a larger person is more powerful generally than a smaller person, in general.
I mean, assuming they have full capabilities and they're not disabled and all of that.
Absolutely healthy.
Again, I don't want to comment on the capabilities of different people. Mechanically powered saws do the work for you.
Absolutely. But let me ask you this question. Generally, a larger, healthy person is stronger than a smaller, infirm person.
Yes.
Fair? You had testified concerning the complex nature of the vertebrae in the human neck, correct?
Yeah, sure.
And when you discussed this complexity, are you talking about the interlocking nature of the vertebrae?
Yes.
As in this case, we had part of C2 severed, correct?
Correct.
And that was included in your analysis concerning C2 and C3.
Correct.
So when we talk about this complexity, it's because you've got these bones that are entwined.
That's
per
right.
se.
Yes.
You had testified that this area, specifically C2, C3, is very, very sturdy.
Yes.
Sturdy and complex.
Yes.
This knife, obviously, you were not given any sort of a sample, and you said that's beyond
No,
your area of
that's correct.
expertise. No comparisons.
Correct.
Same thing with the question concerning the mechanically powered saw. Again, no comparisons.
That's
that you're
correct.
Aware of. But we know that it was a knife.
Yes.
Well, or you said a very fine, another serrating instrument in addition.
So the hand-powered instrument was either a non-serrated or serrated knife, most likely, and very unlikely but possible, a fine-toothed bow saw for the hand-powered one. The mechanically powered one could be any number of saws. We don't have enough evidence to say one way or another. Now, I wasn't told, they just wanted an analysis done. I was not told any number of instruments when I was given the specimens.
Understood. So in reference to the hand-powered knife, that still could have been electric, perhaps, but very fine.
So I don't know about a hand, like you're saying, like a mechanically powered knife?
Correct. In addition to a mechanically powered saw.
Yeah, so anything mechanically powered would produce very uniform striations, whether it was a knife that was mechanically powered or not. These were very uneven and in different directions, so unlikely.
Unlikely, but possible, perhaps.
Probably not.
But you are very comfortable in your testimony and your conclusion that we had a mechanically powered saw.
Correct.
And that was given the nature of basically the injury, does it, to C2 through C3?
Correct.
You are unable to
Correct.
opine as to the width of the saw blade? Anything of
Correct.
that nature?
So that we don't have enough evidence for. If you had the other pieces of the vertebra that were missing in this case, and if there were what we call false starts,
Correct.
which would have produced a kerf floor, which is the bottom of the cut mark, we would have been able to say more, but we cannot say anything more than what we said
Correct.
in the report.
These cuts that you examined through C2, C3, the
Mm-hmm.
complex, sturdy vertebrae, consistent with the sawzall?
Can you
Sawzall.
restate that?
Yeah, consistent, what you saw, findings, would that be consistent with?
With the
same?
mechanically powered saw?
Correct.
Yes.
Are you able to opine as to what kind?
No.
Okay. Are you able to opine as to consistency? Like if I ask you, hey, we have a sawzall that's generally used for cutting through drywall, things of that nature, would that be consistent with your findings here, having been used?
A drywall saw?
A sawzall.
Yes, so it can include any mechanically powered saw, yes.
Fair. And you're not able to opine as to whether it was battery powered or plug-in, correct?
No.
Are you able to opine as to the amount of time this may have taken?
You mean the time in which it was inflicted on the neck?
Correct.
No. I should say, when we were invited to the office to assess the decedent was fully fleshed. So in our assessment of bone, we call something perimortem, when a defect is, made on a bone at, around, or shortly after the time of death, meaning our interval is wide. I cannot, like a forensic pathologist could tell you different things based on soft tissue. Hard tissue reacts in a wider scale. So we cannot tell if it happened shortly before, at, or shortly after time of death. It could have been any of those, according to our analysis of bone, on how bone reacts to those implements.
So, and please tell me if I'm oversimplifying this, but it's hard to give a window. Whether the person died, had just died, correct?
We cannot give so it could have been right before they died, they were still alive. It could have been at the time of death, or it could have been shortly after the time of death.
So it could have been before they died or after they died?
According to the way we do our analysis with bone, it could have been at any point in time in that perimortem period, shortly before, at, or shortly after time of death.
Are you able to give an opinion concerning how long it would take a person to be decapitated?
No.
You authored your report in reference to your findings November 20th, 2023?
Correct.
Thank you. I have no further
Yes.
questions.
Yes, Your Honor, course indulgence. Ma'am, just briefly, now you're not able to determine whether these incisions happened post-mortem, pre-mortem, anything like that, correct?
Correct. So our definition of perimortem with bone, because of the way bone reacts to trauma, we cannot tell if the timing is shortly before or shortly after time of death. Now we can tell if something's
work.
healed,
Look, well
right? So
done.
antemortem is what we call that. So healing trauma, you break a bone, it starts to heal, but bone takes a longer time to heal.
So if the forensic pathologist would have concluded that this happened post-mortem, you wouldn't have a reason to
I would have no
dispute
reason to question that.
Pass witness.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, are you able to give an opinion concerning whether it was a reciprocal saw or, you know what I'm saying, type of saws that go back and forth or a type of saw that goes
Oh,
in a
yes.
circle?
Can I reference my report?
Case Boo, you can't leave, Case Boo. Case Boo, if you make a move, you're going to get shot. You cannot leave, Case Boo. You're here for the night. Come on, Case Boo. Yeah, shoot sparks. You see the sparks?
Please.
Yes, thank you. I do not have it.
I'm getting off in 3 minutes, guys. 2:30. It's almost 2:30.
Yes, if I'm your coach. Yes.
Thank you very much.
No, Case Boo, you can't leave. Jenny Ham Sandwich, what's up? I'm shooting at you, Jenny Ham Sandwich. You, Jenny, don't move.
Yeah, so because, again, of what I talked about earlier, the structure of this bone, it has very little cortical bone.
How early are you showing up tomorrow?
I've got my cow bone over there. Okay, yeah, thank you. Because of the structure of the bone itself, we are not able to say further what type of saw it is. So it could have been any type of mechanical saw.
So you're not able to opine as to the speed of the saw, anything
No.
of that nature either?
No, because there's very little area that is cortical bone, which is where those features would be observable. But because of the type of bone, we didn't have enough evidence to say one way or another.
But again, and just finally, my final question in reference to this complex nature of these.
Starting time? Okay, we'll
Small
see.
and sturdy.
Yes.
You better be here before the stream, before I start tomorrow, Jenny, or else you're gonna be some trouble, Jenny.
Thank you. No further questions.
Any problems, Kate?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Do the ladies and gentlemen of the jury have any questions for this witness?
No further questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Next.
That's relevant to the investigation.
Who's next?
Be dealing.
What's going on? Do you remember around what time you responded?
Yes, anything to do with child abuse.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about giving this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Now, could you please state your full name and then spell it for the record?
Yes, it's Carrie, Kari. Last name Skinner, Skinner. Excuse me.
Another doctor.
I work for the City of Henderson Police Department as a detective.
Oh, she's a detective. Whoa. Look at this detective here, guy. We got a detective here. Yo, Cat Rando, look, a detective.
You've been with the City of Henderson in total.
It'll be 10 years in January.
And in which unit are you currently assigned as a detective?
Robbery homicide.
How long have you been with robbery homicide?
It'll be almost 3 years and 6 years as a detective.
And prior to robbery homicide, where were you assigned?
Special
Yeah. Headquarters. I'm headquarters, Jenny. Thank you.
Victims Unit.
And what does special victim unit entail?
HQ.
Basically, Special Victims Unit will investigate anything to do with child
I'm your HQ head. I'm your HQ leader.
abuse, sexual assaults, things of that nature.
And in homicide, do you respond to scenes with a team?
Yes, I do.
With regard to this particular incident, did you respond to a scene on August 7, 2023 at 2698 Paladura Drive?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember around what time you responded?
I believe that was roughly 8:40 in the morning.
And did you respond with anyone else?
I did. My fellow detectives, one of them being Detective Ozawa.
When you responded to the scene, was it already static and shut down by patrol guys?
That's correct.
When you responded to the scene, did you immediately go in, or did you do a couple things outside before?
No, there's always a few things we do before we go in and do a walkthrough.
One of those a briefing?
Correct.
So you kind of know what's going on, what's happened before you got there?
Yes,
In addition to that, you need to get a search warrant, ultimately to search the home.
that's correct.
You mentioned a walkthrough. What does that
The
mean?
one
So the
DR
scene
was a
supervisor
spaz.
has already gone inside with his
What?
officers. They've already had a little peek of what the scene looks like inside and what
Olivia
we're dealing
Benson.
with. And they've collected information before we get there. That would be the field interviews of any on-scene witnesses, other victims, anybody that's
Who's
relevant
Olivia
to the
Benson?
investigation. And then they will provide that to us, and then we go in and do the walkthrough.
During the course of your walkthrough, was it notable that there were some things missing from the scene?
Yes.
Such as?
The decedent's head.
In addition to that, were any weapons found that could have caused his death?
Not that were glaringly apparent at that time.
Okay, sure, there were probably some steak knives in the kitchen, et cetera, but nothing that was within our scene.
That's correct.
I'm gonna finish her tomorrow, guys. I'm gonna do her tomorrow. Let's do her tomorrow. Let me look quickly at Nancy Grace. Talking about Britney Spears. We're gonna continue this case tomorrow. The Devyn Michaels case will continue tomorrow, right? But I want to see this video in regards to Nancy Grace talking about Britney Spears for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, then we're going to bed.
Swirl to Britney. Why did she vanish? What happened to Britney? Why did she vanish?
She's clearly crying out for help. Where are those famous friends?
Something needs to be done before she gets hurt, and all you have to do is look into her eyes.
Has she been found?
And you know that she is unwell.
Breaking news tonight. Britney Spears vanishes as criminal charges swirl.
Uh-oh, what's this? That's news. Has anybody heard about that? Not one person from my chat mentioned Britney Spears disappearing.
I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Those close to Spears, very concerned. Spears insiders say those close to Spears deletes her Instagram. She deletes her Instagram.
Listen.
When Britney suddenly deletes her Instagram, she cuts
Whoa, she deleted her Instagram? Oh my God, she deleted her Instagram. I had her saved as a friend on Instagram. Oh my God.
Ties with everyone she regularly communicates with, and that has those close to Spears very concerned. Insiders say Spears communicates using Instagram and social media, not just to interact with fans, but it's how family and friends keep up with her as well. Now that she's gone Instagram silent, friends and family have no way of knowing how she is or where she is.
Britney Spears seemingly dropping off the face of the earth, but out to renowned psychoanalyst Dr. Bethany Marshall joining us out of Britney Spears' journey.
How come you didn't mention that wild dog to me? How come you guys don't mention it? How come you guys don't tell me what's going on?
Jurisdiction in California.
Damn,
you can see her now on Peacock. She's the author of Deal Breaker, and you can find her on.
All right, come on, let's move on.
There's no off Insta. I mean, I think a lot of people have a guilty pleasure, a prurient interest in watching her bizarre Insta twirls and videos that we see pop up.
I used to watch them.
She goes radio silent. Why?
You know, what I would wonder if she was my patient, and again, I've never treated her, I have not evaluated her, is if she's in some kind of what we would call a manic episode. And in mania, there's excessive goal-directed activity, drug use, hypersexuality, impulsivity, and most notoriously, lack of insight into what is happening to them. People who are in a manic episode love to travel. They love to go places. And the beginning of the mania feels great because they feel on top of the world.
Back?
But once they hit that crash, they really crash. And she could have become so disoriented, she was unable to even access her Insta, or a good friend got a hold of her and turned it off for her for a week.
I'm curious what you mean by that, all of that psycho discussion. What does it mean when someone's only life is on social media? That has to mean something. I mean, I'm just a trial lawyer, Bethany. That's why I'm asking you. What does that mean?
Our first sense of self in life is what we see reflected in the eyes of our mothers, okay? We smile, the mother smiles back. We know we smiled. Child actors and child musicians, the camera is their mother, okay? The camera consolidates their sense of self. Their self-esteem rises and falls on the smiles and frowns of others. So her self is what she's putting forward in the camera. She may not feel that she has another self, but this is a socially created self, which we all have. We just have it with people in our lives. She has it with her camera.
You know, speaking of people with prurient interests in Britney Spears, they don't listen to some of her music, but they love to watch those videos that my control room is obviously obsessed with. That's all they show. They never show her with her children when she's out doing Mommy and Me or any, oh, there you go. Do you think you can dig up one picture of her control room where she's fully clothed?
The vanishing act from Instagram causes Spears fans to grow concerned for her well-being as the weeks leading up to the silence was filled with social media rants and furious posts calling out her ex K-Fed for humiliating her through his memoir. Spears is then captured driving dangerously, crossing the center line, going on the shoulder, and tailgating. A little more chaos, then silence. Deletes her Instagram. Friends and fans alike concerned.
Straight out to Rob Shooter.
Mm-hmm.
He is a...
Does anybody know if her page is really deleted?
PR guru that worked for years for Sean Combs. I guess you had to hold your nose during all that time, but has worked with Britney Spears and has spent a lot of hours around her. His brand new novel has just hit Amazon. It's awesome. It started with a whisper. Only you could come up with that. He's also at robshooter.substack.com. Rob Shooter, why are her only friends on Insta? And why has she pulled a vanishing act? What did you observe with her when you worked around her to somehow justify this?
Yeah, for the Britney Spears that we're seeing today is the Britney Spears who has always existed.
Yeah,
the difference was 10, 20 years ago.
I was friends with her, but then that was on another name. On my other Instagram account was deleted. I don't know what happened. I had another Instagram account for YouTube, for my YouTube channel. For this Manamal Reacts. So for some reason, my Manamal Reacts Instagram was deleted. That's where I had friends. That's where I had friends with her on.
There was a myth about her being a very different person, much more buttoned up, much more together, that was really put out.
So it shows that she resurfaced? Really? There's a lot of different Britney Spears channels. So I'm not sure if they're one. I'm not sure. It's one that has 42 million subscribers or 42 million followers. I see that one. But when I click on it, it doesn't open up. The one that has 42 million subscribers, it don't open. So I'm confused. It says Xila Maria River Red. Xila Maria River Red? I don't know. I don't know what that means. 42 million followers. I don't know.
By her record label. Now that that label has gone away, we're not seeing a different Britney. This is a really key point here. Britney hasn't changed. The truth has come out. She's always been that girl that we're seeing there dancing, and without the polish of a record label, a powerful company, we get to see the truth. So this is unvarnished Britney Spears. This is who she has always been. About her friends, Nancy.
Chick Eastwater, what are you saying, Chick Eastwater? Rich, did you Kanye and that famous Jewish rabbi? What?
She's never had friends. She became famous at a very early age and she learned to dance and sing, but she didn't learn how to make friends. She has almost nobody in the business. I know for years now, Britney has been communicating with people through DMs, through social media. If you look at her phone, she does not have any phone numbers in that phone. She has apps to social media, and that's how she communicates. This isn't new.
You know, I'm very curious. You've been around so many celebrities and really, really big stars. In her world, how can she even make friends? Of course, I started to say, how is that even relevant to the fact that she is endangering the public by driving over the double line or dancing with knives and so much more. But the reality is, she doesn't have friends. In her position, how do you make friends and how can you trust them? Every man that comes into her life is a blood-sucking parasite. And that's putting
well said.
it mildly. Did you observe this while you were working around her?
Yeah, everybody around Brittany was on the payroll. Everybody around her was earning a living from her. There was nobody around her for the reasons of friendship, because she was funny or witty or kind or smart. They were there because she is the cash cow. She makes tens of millions of dollars. Listen, it's really hard to make friends when you leave school. Later on in life, it's difficult to make friends. Add on top of that her power, her fame, her wealth. It's almost impossible. A lot of us, Nancy, we make friends at work after we leave school or university. We get a job. Brittany's job has ended. She has not worked in a long time. And when she did have a job, everybody around her was there for the wrong reasons. They were there to make money, not to make friends.
Kevin Federline's tell-all You Thought You Knew is exposing a lack of closeness in Spears' inner circle, as she appears to have no one to share what she's thinking or feeling regarding the accusations being thrust on her. The source said Instagram is all she has left, and Spears talks to followers more than her family or friends. Ever since the conservatorship ended, Spears has used social media, and in some ways, as a substitute for in-person support.
Straight out to Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Dave Mack, sadly, you and I have investigated and covered, I can't even count the number of cases where when someone goes radio silent on social, it's never a good thing. In fact, very often that starts a criminal timeline when someone, typically a woman, sometimes a man, I mean, we've covered them, people that got lost driving and end up dead, people that have been murdered, people that have been kidnapped. We often start the timeline when they go silent on social media. No wonder everybody's worried sick about Britney Spears.
You're exactly right, Nancy. It's amazing how many times when we see that abrupt change of what is normally expected. And in this particular case, Nancy, it was even more severe because as the book was getting pushed, leaking different parts of it, she was responding, and she was responding aggressively and defending herself on a multiple times a day. And it was like she's still defending, and then all of a sudden, it's over. And that's what really got people thinking that maybe she had been pushed as far as she could take. The rubber band was stretched as far as it could possibly go, and it snapped. Because there was no forewarning. There was no, hey, I'm going to take a break for a couple of days. There was nothing. And as we've mentioned, since this is her major form of communication with fans, or with family and friends, as well as fans, this was not just an abrupt stop. It was, holy mackerel, where is Britney? We got to see her to see what's going on.
So Britney Spears vanishes, seemingly vanishes. This is after the restaurant incident where she was apparently drinking again and unsteady on her feet as she was being led out, gets in her car and takes off, veering all over the road. And of course, after this incident, all the haters came out, many of them supporting her leech of a husband, Kevin Federline. Listen.
Do you know that you don't have to like Kevin Federline to acknowledge that what he's saying is true? I mean, you can hate the guy and think that he's a lazy, unemployed leech of a human being. Is he out of child support and needs money? Maybe. Did his kids come to him concerned about their mother's health? It's just time to wake up to reality, people.
That is from Aw Shum on TikTok. Is he forgetting about the millions of dollars Federline's going to make from his tell-all book? How's that helping his children?
I don't know.
To drag their mother through the mud just to make money, coincidentally, when his child support.
It's like we all can agree that she did not have the mental capacity to raise those kids in a healthy, happy environment, and he managed to do that. So I don't understand why there's so much hate and vitriol towards him, and he got all this money in child support. Well, yeah, he should have. He had custody of the kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Erica Lynn on TikTok, he did what any father should do, what any parent should do, raise his children. So Why do people hate him? Because he's a blood-sucking leech. That's why. I mean, straight out to Alina Shiraza joining us, senior political reporter, dailymail.com. Alina, thank you for being with us. Alina, in my world, you have to look at timing. Only when his child support ended, he was making between $40,000 and $80,000 a month off just sucking the money out of Britney Spears, did he come out with his tell-all book. And now everybody's online piling on, supporting him in anti-Britney.
Yeah, I mean, the timing, you always say, Nancy, timing. Now, all of a sudden, the child support payments have ended, and KFAD is coming out with this book, You Thought You Knew. To be fair, he did have an NDA against him, but he had a lot of time, right, to come out and say, Britney Spears was not a good mother. In his memoir, he talks about certain things that Britney Spears did. He said that she would call when she was with Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan drunk. He said that she bleached the kids' hair and they came back with burns, that she was watching them in their sleep. He goes on to talk about a lot of different things. He even said that when she was doing drugs.
What happened to Britney? Like, what's wrong with her? I thought she was a nice person and sweet and kind and nice and friendly and generous. What happened to her, man? I don't know, guys. I gotta go to work. I gotta go to bed. I'm sorry. I gotta go to bed, guys. I gotta work in the morning. You didn't watch what yet? We'll watch this. We'll watch the rest of this video tomorrow with Nancy Grace. I don't know what happened to her. I'm gonna look into it tomorrow while I'm at work and see what happened to her, because I don't know. It's weird. I just think it's weird. But I gotta go to work, man. I'm sorry. So guys, I'll see you tomorrow morning. I'll see you tomorrow night. Doc Bones, good night. Cat Randall, Jenny, Falconez, Chick Eastwater, Wild Dog, Sean B, Falconez. Who else is here? Ray, good night. Jenny. Whoever else is here, good night, everyone. I gotta go to bed. I'm sorry, I gotta work in the morning. Have a good day, guys. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow night, Jenny. Thank you. Guys, run that shit. I'm sorry. To be continued.
So Brian.
Let me go, Brian.
What did you do? You're living it every night, aren't you, boy? Turn yourself in, Brian. Once in your life, be a man.
Be a man, Brian. Turn yourself in, bitch. You like him going? Whoa!
Susan's watching.
Brian
She wasn't doing that. I was just saying she was talking. Got it. But she was mainly pop.
Brian Korberger, you a bitch. Good night, everyone. I love you all. Good night. Bye, everyone.
She was young. She was beautiful. She was chasing her dreams.
Run that shit.
She was excited. She was hopeful. She was in love. She wanted a partner. She wanted support. She wanted to be cherished. She trusted him. She was anxious. She was overwhelmed. She took responsibility. She was scared. She was manipulated. She was abused. She didn't deserve
this ending.
She didn't deserve the abuse.
She didn't deserve the abuse.
I will say her name.
Say her name, baby.
I will share her story.
Share her story.
I will spread awareness.
Spread
and
awareness.
I will use my voice because hers was silent.
Use it, baby.
Her life was stolen.
Stolen.
But her legacy
Will live. Good night.
Yelling at the sky, screaming at the world. Baby, why'd you go away? I'm still your girl. Holding on too tight, head up in the clouds. Heaven only knows where you are now. How do I love again? How do I trust again? I stay up all night, tell myself I'm alright. Baby, you're just harder to see than most. I put the record on, wait till I hear our song. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Never got the chance to say your last goodbye. I gotta move on, but it hurts to try. How do I love again? How do I trust again? I stay up all night, tell myself I'm alright. Baby, you're just harder to see than most. I put the record on, wait till I hear our song. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. How do I love again? How do I trust again? I stay up all night, tell myself I'm alright. Baby, you're just harder to see than most. I put the record on, wait till I hear our song. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost. Every night I'm dancing with your ghost.
Her blonde hair fell around her like a halo. She was an upstate New York angel without wings. Her smile shone brighter than a morning sunrise. Her laughter put the songbirds' voice to shame. When you see a butterfly or a weeping willow tree, or a rainbow, or a wildflower on a grassy mountain peak, she's home with Mother Nature, yes she is. In the heaven on this earth, that's where she lives. That's where she lives, that's where she lives. That's where she lives. That's where she lives.
Your eyes for me. It's how nice you are for me. Oh my gosh, it's how much you make me glad. It's how hard you always laugh for me. Okay, wait, go. It's you're really good.